it, Chainz. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Kind of Funny podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the producer/seducer, Nick Scarpino.
Here's how out of it today I am. I've seen you all day.
Yeah.
Did not recognize that we were in the same shirt. Subconsciously recognized that. I went into the bathroom, looked at myself, and I was like, I bet someone else is wearing the same shirt as me today.
Yeah.
But I'd already seen you in it. Just
I feel
realized
like
it right now.
I've been working at the desk nonstop, so you've only seen me in the profile view.
Yeah.
Much like an Albert Hitchcock or Thomas Jefferson.
I
Joey.
steal a passing glance at you when you're not looking, though.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
You don't see the shirt. You don't see the shirt.
Shut up.
Nice.
Just like, let's be honest. Let's all be honest. Airing grievances. Let's all just be honest with each other. Get next is closer. Every single person that walks down the hallway looks at Andy's backside. Like we look at the back of his head every time you walk down the hallway.
I mean, how can you miss it?
Hispanic heartthrob, Andy Cortez.
Hey, guys.
Because it's big or sexy?
Just a big head.
It's impossible not to look.
Backside. I don't know what his ass right there.
I know his back. I don't mean his bumper drum. I don't look.
I stare right into it.
I don't objectify Andy that way. I just say like it's impossible not to look at Andy when you're walking down the hallway because he's always standing at his desk.
Yeah, I love how you do the little Pomeranian thing.
Because he always midweek he leaves the thing up there, but he goes like he's walking like this.
Like, the way Andy stance is always my favorite thing because you
It
do
was my
notice
pinned
it. You
tweet
walk,
for a while.
but it's the leg stance and the hand stance and like just the posture in general. It's like you just get into you're like a hamster.
I get caught in a lot of photos
You are like a
with
hamster.
when my legs are like weirdly and like people always be like, are Andy's legs broken or like or double jointed or
Well,
something?
yeah, Barrett put up the thing on Twitter that was the photo of you from behind where you're sitting on your legs. And
Like,
you're
what the
who
hell?
sits
Was
like
that
this?
comfortable?
Who does that?
Oh yeah, I switch every once in a while. Like when I'm in a theater, like I do a lot of different positions, man. Like
Show me.
Show us.
Show some positions.
Show us, bro.
Kevin, get leg
I've
cam
done
working.
that.
Movie theater
I'll do that.
I'll sit
positions.
like this at a theater.
You sit like you're in the theater.
Why are you sitting like Deadpool?
What are you doing?
I was gonna say.
What was that
I'll
one?
do that.
It's a theater?
The alternate.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know why you're
Hey,
judging
Andy.
him. That's all.
I thought you
I switch it
a
up.
rollerblader.
That looks real cool.
I recently crossed my legs and sat like
Like
this
in crisscross applesauce.
yeah, and it was very comfortable.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
No, but in photos, I always like I always have my legs like crossed.
God, please
like,
don't
in
fall.
certain positions.
You're gonna fuck.
really
Please,
see shit.
it's legally it's on you if you
It
fall.
makes
I'll
you
say
look
this.
cute though. You do that, and then you do the little like hands behind the butt thing too.
Really?
Yeah, you cross your legs, and then you lean in.
You do. It's cute.
Show me, Tim. Show me a good Andy
Show him,
pose.
Tim.
He does this.
Yeah,
That's true.
Nailed it.
That's an Andy
Cross my
pose.
hands
Yes,
behind
you
my
do.
back.
Yes,
Yes,
you
you
do.
do.
Kevin,
You
you
do.
should go to Google image search Andy Cortez.
And
You can
Wait,
do
no, no,
kind of
it's-
funny if you want. If you find like a group
The
shot.
thing there is that it would be at meet and greets.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Meet and
know
greet,
exactly
like,
what you're
meet and
talking
greet
about.
Andy
go-to
Cortez.
pose
You
is the little.
practicing crossing your
sucks.
feet now?
No, it's because I
s-
always stand like this.
I feel like for whatever reason, the one at when we did the meet and greet at E3 2 years ago, Andy was doing that constantly.
It's fucking weird how much that looks like you.
everybody always I've been submitted that before saying it looks like me. But it's gotten to the point where it's just like Nick, white guy with a beard. Oh, is this Nick?
Yeah.
It's like Mexican guy with the mustache kind of thing. Is that
Yeah.
Andy? That's,
Yeah, I mean,
That
yeah.
was neck too.
Yeah, these are
Go
two
to the
specific.
Step Brothers. Far left. Far left.
Oh god.
I hate it. I hate
Yes,
it.
man.
This gets the
Photoshop challenge is so great.
But this
So
wasn't
great.
even a Photoshop challenge.
There was
It
one.
was. He made it.
Was it?
for
I
that.
know
He
you
just didn't
haven't
get
done
picked.
it yet, and so you won't go look. But whatever. Javi Rodriguez, go check out his Photoshop challenge for this week's KFAF. Because for some reason I got tagged in it. Because it's like for your consideration.
Commercials, yeah.
And it's a fucking dynamite.
Yeah, okay, we'll wait. We'll have to see it.
Bring this up.
Oh
Show, I
my
gotta pick that
god.
What is wrong with you?
That just
Like,
doesn't
go
look
to the right.
comfortable.
Also,
Our friend Richie, of course,
stretch.
at Line Cook, but somebody Barrett's tweet to this was who does this in Barrett or who sits like this? And the response from so many people were my kids when they're eating chicken nuggets, my kids when they're doing this. Yeah.
You're a child.
Artist over there, Forbes 30 under 30, aka the second best baby blues in San Francisco, aka the verified one at Tim Gettys.
Let Tim host.
I like that you're wearing glasses.
I'm trying not to.
I'd appreciate if you didn't, because it's just that thing of we
his
look way
eyes are
too
like
similar.
falling
I just
out.
don't-
When you have the glasses,
I'm
when
taking
we're-
them off.
at a certain
When I'm
point.
on the content, I'm trying to take them off unless I have to look at things. And like,
Sure.
man,
We gotta
we
use
just
some
have a lot of
reading
pictures we're
spectacles.
bringing up.
I
So-
feel like we need some level of, and I'm going to pull this from Harry Potter.
Here we
'cause
go.
do a Harry Potter
ding,
review.
ding, 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 ding.
Why
feel like we need some-
Why do you like that?
Some sort of year-end house cup where all of us accumulate points, but instead of a winner who feels really good about themselves, loser has to change their look. for the next year.
Ooh,
that's what I
That's
think we
way
should do.
too long. A whole year?
No, just like for like you would change your look and then you can change it right back a month later, but you gotta shave your beard, cut your hair, whatever. So at least one podcast we don't all look exactly the same.
Oh, God.
With the exception
I
of course
almost
of Chloe.
wore that today.
Speaking of Chloe, our first community up-and-comer from the patreon.com/kindafunny challenge in January.
Challenge.
Echo Chloe.
That's me.
No one told me your last name. I don't.
Oh, nobody knows my last name
I've never
still?
been introduced to you
Oh, no,
in a full name
Hi,
situation.
have a last
I'm Chloe
name?
Naylor.
Chloe Naylor?
Yeah.
I would
That's a
have
rad
never
last
guessed
name.
that.
No,
No.
really? You didn't know either?
No,
I
not-
assume this is something I
not
didn't
at
know
all.
because I'm
See,
an
but
idiot.
is it Naylor or Nallor? That's a callback.
Naylor.
That's a callback,
Naylor.
guys.
He got
Oh,
it.
there it
Yeah.
is. All right, cool. I got it.
Yeah, I thought your last name might have just been Chloe.
It's actually Optimus.
Chloe. See, there you go.
Yeah.
Well,
Jesus.
it's Prime. Soon.
Prime.
There you go.
You're
Chloe
right.
Prime.
Yeah.
I'm so
What?
She's gonna marry Optimus one day.
Oh, what about
No.
Grievous? You're doing Grievous dirty like that?
No, Optimus is like my dad.
We can't be talking about robots because that's going to be a KFAF.
And
bit.
you're right. That's later.
It's going to be a very important
Uh,
KFAF.
Wednesday
That's
11 a.m.
Wednesday.
Twitch
So if you have
TV
no
slash
idea what
Kinda Funny
happened,
Games.
ladies and gentlemen, back in Patreon days, damn, I fucked that up. January, back in January, I was like, I can recover. Back in Patreon, fuck, that's not the right word. I can rebound. Patreon days.
Back in the Patreon days.
Back in January, we did a fundraising thing for the future of Kinda Funny, and we talked about how we wanted to bring in up-and-comers more like we had been doing on Games Daily. And so we were like, we'll bring in a games person. They'll be on all week. And somebody was like, well, why don't you do a Kinda Funny person as well? And we were like, that's a great idea. So we asked the community to submit people. They submitted a whole bunch of different people. And Chloe is the person that got the most votes and that we thought was the best fit for Kinda Funny. Isn't that right, Tim?
That is absolutely correct.
Why?
Why?
Yeah,
'Cause
why
she's
did we-
funny as hell.
Okay, well,
She
Hey.
put up the General Grievous video.
I did.
I watch that probably once a month.
No,
and I
no
laugh
shit.
just as hard
Tim
every
giggles.
single time.
It's
It's
so
that
bad.
makes
funny.
me so happy.
It's good.
Kevin, can you
Good.
get the General Grievous video?
Oh no.
Yeah, I'll find it.
Thank you.
It's great.
It's going to take 40 minutes, but
Legit
it's fine.
great.
Why?
I just want to set everyone's expectations.
It's pinned to my Twitter, so
I know where it is.
Okay, just make
So
I
the
sure.
also
idea,
watch
Chloe,
it
is
all
of
the
course we
time.
brought you out here for an entire week, all expenses paid.
Yep.
So you get to
It's
come here, be in San
fantastic.
Francisco, be in the office,
Yes.
and see how the sausage gets made and make some sausage. Right?
Hell yeah.
Excited for some
Funny.
sausage?
So excited for sausage.
All right, cool. Here's the General Grievous video that
Oh,
brought
boy.
you to Tim's attention. Jesus, 225,000 views. Can you make this episode get that?
Yes.
Oh. What? Oh, yeah.
You're a pervert.
Them hips don't make no sense.
Oh, damn.
It's the way it gets cut off. Is like
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
great combo.
What? Now,
Oh, yeah.
what brought you to that point where you decided to make this?
I don't
brought you to that
even know.
Yeah.
People just think I'm weird for liking robots, so I'm gonna capitalize off of that.
So
Fair.
okay, so
Yeah.
so it's
Fair.
the love of robots, and that you thought to yourself, I'm just gonna.
It's
I'm
her
gonna
brand.
obsess about.
I'm just gonna
Grievous
lean
for a
all the way
bit.
into it. Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of like you with like the perverted, weird, creepy stuff.
You know that's my brand for sure. We lean in, we write what we know.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just Grievous doesn't come off to me as a robot per se. Because doesn't he have like
he does
human-
have organs.
like
and-
organs?
Yeah.
So he's more of a cyborg.
He's cyborg, but he's
But cyborgs are okay.
they're okay. Yeah.
So like, do you ever think about Arnold Schwarzenegger from Terminator and go like, that's cool in my book?
no, because he's like human face, just looks like a human.
But also, he's a robot.
He's a-
He's a full-blown
Organic
robot.
skin over.
yeah, but
cybernetic
like
parts.
he
It's
just
the
looks
reverse.
like
Organic
yeah,
skin.
It's like you inverted control line.
parts.
You nailed it.
just looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
So fucking jacked to watch Terminator. Sorry. Tim made all my dreams come true when he was like, because everyone's like, I'm gonna spoil it for you for the rest of the week. Here's what you're gonna see happen.
Okay.
Tim and Greg make a lot of the decisions, and me and Andy just take credit for it.
Yeah.
Got it.
There you go.
Firmly, dude.
They just do stuff. But one time Tim was like, hey, what if we watch the following movies for in review? Starting with Harry Potter, and then Terminator, and then Star Wars. And I was
Yeah.
like, I love all of this. I can't fucking wait to go back and watch T2. Biological organism over 7 parts. Give me close, pussy motorcycle.
I like
It's always going to be a disaster.
Oh,
It sounds like a Charles Barkley.
That's close.
Share a review.
A lot of people said back in the day, Charles Barkley, Arnold Schwarzenegger, very interchangeable.
Very similar.
Very similar.
Today's just my favorite type of days.
These things are terrible. I can't do it. I can't do a good Charles Barkley. These Terminators are terrible.
Today's one of my favorite type of kind of funny days because like I feel like Mondays tend to do this, but it's like the three of us were kind of more in work mode where it's like headphones, we gotta fucking do some shit.
Man, it's a
but at
stressful
some
Monday.
point, I swear Nick got bored because you did the thing of like, hey Tim, I have something to tell you, but like, I'm like, all right, whatever. And you didn't have anything to say. You just started saying words. I'm like, does he know where he's going with this?
No. What happened was I was watching Harry Potter last night, but I couldn't finish it because it takes me a long time to watch it, and I love it so much. The first Harry Potter, 2.5 hours long, so it takes me on average about an hour longer than the movie is runtime because I have to pause it and like look stuff up and roll it back. And Harry Potter, I'm obsessing about. I'm like, I forgot what all these things are called, so I'm just having fun going down the rabbit hole. But I needed to take a break for a second from watching the movie and taking notes. And I popped up, and then I started boring you with Harry Potter facts.
But it's not even that. You just started saying things at me that, like, I don't even know what the fuck you're doing, like, delumination. And I was like,
it's
okay.
Illuminator.
And then you get mad, and you're like, yeah, well, fuck your Pikachus.
Tim gives you the judging guys.
For the record, that is a legitimate translation of what happened.
Exactly. But I got mad because Tim doesn't respect Harry Potter as much as I respect his love of Pokemon.
Yeah, you respect that.
I respect it zero.
If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Kind of Funny podcast. Each and every week, 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather on this table, each bringing a random topic of their lives to talk to you about. If you like that, head over to patreon.com/kindoffunny, where you can get each and every episode early. So early, you can be watching it as we record it. Plus, you can get it later on demand as one big video, one big MP3, no ads, and a pre and post show. However, if you have no bucks to toss our way, no big deal. You can wait till Friday and get it there on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, roosterteeth.com, and podcast services around the globe. There's ads, though. No pre and post show. It's kind of a raw deal. All the good stuff happens before. Am I wrong, Tim?
You're not wrong at all.
Thank you very much.
Great pre-show today.
It was.
Yeah, we talked about the stair challenge. What does that mean? You'll have to
How many stairs
to
can you
find
walk
out.
up while eating a sub? I've done it.
That's just your normal life. There's out one set. That's all you
My
get.
favorite, one thing, I won't lie. You know what I mean? I don't get enough credit around here, right? We've said it. We've talked about it. Chloe knows. She's from
I've
the
often
community.
thought that.
Yep.
Like, all your face on everything.
I don't
channel's still
get
being used
nearly
.com/go
enough credit for that
overrated.
Games Daily where Tim's like, oh, yeah, I was like, how was San Diego or whatever? You're like, oh, it was a good time. Oh, but I got a shiny story for you or some shit. And I was like, oh, did a stripper have a diamond butt plug? And he was like, how did you guess that? Because that was the story.
Were you there for this?
No.
He wasn't. He doesn't watch Games Daily.
But I'll tell you this. I went to
my
a
mind.
bachelor party in Portland, Oregon, and saw the butt plug for the first time, like the studded, like sparkly one, and I could not. It just broke my brain. I was like, I
Yeah.
don't
Like,
understand why someone would do that. Like, why do you need to decorate that part of your body?
Gia's
Why not?
going to a bachelorette party, and
where
she's
the story's
helping
going.
throw it for one of her best friends. And they rented manservants.
Awesome.
That's the words that they use. And in the request, like it's like a drop down menu for like a lot of just things of what you want from the manservants and stuff. And
Are
there's,
they hookers or no?
No, it's
No,
like
just
they
like
hang out with you and they cook
models.
for you.
Are they wearing like
There's hot
muffins?
It's like what Dan Bill's
you
area
get to
does.
kind of choose. It's like, do they need to be pool ready? Do they need to this whatever the fuck all this stuff? And she wrote in the notes field, "Can we take them to the beach to carry our stuff?" And they're like, "As long as it's within whatever radius, sure."
Damn, that's
Nice.
I feel like Gia's missing out on the point of
Should we
having the
hire
manservants around.
No,
She's
the
actually
point
just
is-
using them as
No, that
skill,
is-
as labor.
That is the point. The point of this is not sexy stuff. They're not strippers.
That's what I'm saying. She's missing out on the whole, on probably
I
the
could never do
ultimate
that.
intention, which is to have these
Be a
guys be like
manservant?
I could
sexual
never be a
objects around them.
manservant. Yeah, I don't know how
you're
to
just a
swim.
boy.
I don't know how to swim.
That's why.
That's it?
I need a
like-
big
what do you think
compact.
you're gonna be
Okay,
drowning
hold on.
in, Andy.
Actually, here, I want to sweeten the deal or whatever. Because, yeah, we've tried this before. Hey, Andy, you can't swim. Let Kevin teach you swim. It went on a little bit too much. You got angry. You clearly weren't feeling it. Here's what I found out over the weekend. Lucy James also needs a swimming instructor. What if it's just we just do Kevin teaches people to swim in your one episode? You know what I mean? You don't have to be the whole season.
2 episodes.
We'll figure it out. You know what I mean?
I'm saying this. I don't think Andy's ever going to do it. So here's what I'll say to you guys: we trick him. Okay.
Throw him in the water.
Okay.
No, we don't throw him in the water. He will go take him for a walk near the water.
Take him
Look
for a
over.
walk.
Oh my God, Chloe's drowning. Who's gonna save her? Andy, don't you wish you could save her, but you're a fucking loser
Andy,
who
you
can't
can't
swim.
swim.
And then on the next episode, you look at
She's gonna die.
She's gonna die.
He's like, why are you going?
And then he
I have an open
traumatizes
wound.
you. Yeah. I have saltwater. It hurts.
Can you
You
swim?
can't see me drowning. Just keep walking.
Do you know how to swim?
I can swim. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're good then.
Well, now you ruined
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, we're getting-
ruined the plan.
Now there's no
I mean, I can't
stakes,
swim. I don't know what
Chloe.
you're talking about.
Oh, you're gonna
But
throw
how-
Lucy James in the water now.
But let me ask
Okay.
you a question. How many times would it take for us to play that joke on you before you just gave up and we're like, fine, I'll just learn how to swim? Like the next
How
day,
many
Tim's
times?
drowning in the thing, and we're like, Tim's drowning. What are you? And clearly, me and Greg are just enjoying fucking with you.
It would take one try. Like that's it.
And then you learn how to swim.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Okay.
Really?
No. I
Yeah,
wouldn't.
no way.
No.
I don't.
I wouldn't even jump in the water.
Yeah.
Hey, then we got 2 people drowning. It doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense.
Doubling up on the problem.
Tim knows how to swim though. He just chooses not to on a regular basis.
I get so like the idea of an adult not understanding how to like just go in there and keep breathing and like you'll be fine. You'll float.
What's the
It's fine.
difference? But see, that's the thing.
Yeah,
is
I
I'm
mean-
good at that.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know how to swim.
like,
you know
I
what
have
I
a-
mean?
I have
Like,
a
I'm not
feeling
gonna
that-
drown.
But like Andy isn't saying like he wants to know how to do a backstroke.
Well, I also don't think it takes that long to teach someone how to swim.
No, I know. It's
as
why
an
that's
adult
why
male.
it's
Just
such a
fancy
crazy
floating.
concept.
Yeah, all you need to teach them is how to wade water. You kick,
Yeah.
you kick your feet and you do this with your
It's so
arms.
you know what I mean?
You
Like
wade water.
versus like dying.
Yeah, sure.
Don't you ever worry
Because-
about
I
this
don't
room
think
filled with
Dying
water?
because
Right
of,
now.
but dying because of panic because you're like you'd fall
You
in
don't
and
know
you'd
what
be
to
like
do.
I don't know what
Drown.
I'm doing.
Drown. You suck
start
water.
drowning, suck in water. That's
I'll
all.
just say
That's
this,
all we're
like-
trying to fix, Andy.
You can not learn a lot of things in life these days because you can just Google stuff, right? How to drive, don't need to know how to do that. You Google it, you put a YouTube video up, you follow
Easy.
the instructions as you're driving. Easy peasy. But the world is literally covered. Kevin, what's the percentage of water
70.
coverage?
70%.
70% of our Earth is covered by this thing that can now kill you.
Science with Kev.
I'm drowning.
70% of the world can kill you. It can't kill me.
Plus, global warming's a thing.
Oh well,
Yeah.
chill out, all right?
Rising
It's still-
Rising tides,
Rising tides.
lowering tides, or I don't know which
Oh,
one.
I'm sorry. It's 71.
Christ.
It's not-
Thank you to our Patreon producers. Thank you to our Patreon producers, Mark Starvagi.
Sarvagi, fuck!
Did I not get it?
No.
Starvagi.
Yeah.
Can I call him Mark Star?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
go
think you
on.
can.
Mark Star.
You're a bright shining star.
Kieran O'Donnell, Sam Davis. Then a special shout out to Patreon supporter Chris Rojas, who sent in this link. Tick-carrying deadly brain-swelling virus kills in Hudson Valley. This is Bobby Welber reporting from WRRV.com. A Hudson Valley resident died shortly after being diagnosed with an extremely rare tick-borne brain-swelling virus. On Wednesday, the Ulster County Department of Health was notified that an Ulster County resident passed away from the Powasses virus, a rare and often serious deadly infection spread by infected ticks.
By the way, I'm looking at this story. It's 2 more pages.
This is the first note. I'm sorry. Would you all want does Kevin need to bring up the tick episode where everyone laughed at me
Greg's
and laughed it
second
off?
greatest
I didn't laugh at you. I was- I
This
was
is the
flipped.
first
Greg,
known
Greg,
case of an
real quick.
individual diagnosed in the Powasses virus in New York State this
it one
year.
more time.
The resident, I'm just going to keep changing. The resident who lives in Garnier.
The Paswasa, you didn't get close to that. You put way too many S's in
had
that word.
additional underlying health conditions and passed away earlier this week, according to the Ulster County Department of Health. On Wednesday, the Ulster County Department of Health was notified that an Ulster County... Oh, I double did that. I just double did. The last 2 paragraphs are the same as the last 2. So there you go. People want to make fun of me in the YouTube comments. Remember, the Ulster County Department of Health.
Where's
This
that?
person
What
died.
coast is that on?
That's in New York.
Cool. Which coast is that?
That's on the East Coast.
Okay.
We're
Where are we?
on the West Coast.
I
West
think we're
Coast.
okay.
You don't know that. Everyone says that. You don't know that.
Ticks are airborne. They fly across country.
No,
They
cross.
migrate
Still
west.
ticks and they have diseases.
They
Andy.
migrate west
Well,
for winter.
are most of the ticks that have Lyme disease like on the East Coast though? I don't think we have any of that out here.
They're gonna take a while to get
I
over
mean-
here. Little legs.
Yeah.
They do have little spider legs though.
Also, they go so well with Corona.
Takes like 2
Lyme
weeks.
disease.
And thank you, of course, to our sponsors, Bespoke Post and Upstart. We'll tell you about that later. Tim,
Guys,
what do you got?
one of my greatest fears happened last week. It doesn't
no.
involve,
You had to
doesn't
run.
involve
You got
ticks.
married.
No.
Okay.
What happened was we went to see Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah.
And
And some giant old man jumped over a railing behind you. You thought the
No.
theater was getting shot.
Oh my God! Don't think I didn't think about going into that theater when I went to the bathroom, crawling up that thing, and just jumping off one more time. I thought about it. I was like, will it be funny? And then I was like, nah, it's not gonna be.
God,
funny.
that would have been hilarious.
that would have been. But no,
'Cause I know where you guys were
we
sitting.
missed a lot of the trailers going in because people like to take way too long ordering popcorn.
Dilly-dallying.
Not gonna these dilly dallies.
I ain't got time for that.
All right.
But you know you have the 20-minute buffer of trailers, and you know you've seen the trailers.
Wait, Barrett's
So
offended by
here-
something. Barrett's offended by
here-
something. Oh, is Barrett the problem? Is Barrett the dilly
Is
dallyer?
my greatest fear realized? The first trailer that played for Hobbs and Shaw is the new
Tenet.
Christopher
Oh,
Nolan
God,
trailer
it was an awesome
that you
trailer.
can't watch online.
Yeah, it was an
this
awesome
was the
trailer.
only way to see it. And
was
guess what?
fucked up.
I didn't see it.
So many
Someone needed their extra large goddamn popcorn. You
so many awesome details in it.
we mad at?
Gia.
Fuck you,
Ah.
Gia. Who was the one who said when y'all were eating dinner,
Y'all.
like, hey, we're gonna head over now, and then y'all were like, we got fucking time, whatever. And then Alyssa and I sat in right when the trailer started, so you should have come with us, Tim. Just fucking saying. Y'all were giving us shit.
I
for
was
leaving
good.
earlier.
I
But
was
you
like
guys
way
didn't
too
sit at
early.
the table. You know what I mean?
Was
you
the
got
trailer-
there.
wait,
You
was
didn't
the
want to sit at
trailer
the
good?
table for the oysters and beers.
Yeah.
Does it look cool?
This is the opposite of what I did
Nice.
because I went to what I thought was the 7:30 showing, and then I got there maybe 10 minutes early, like I do, and then 7:30 rolled around, and Greg and Jen get there. I was like, oh, you guys got here. 7:35 rolls around, and I'm like, when does this movie start? And Greg's like, oh, it's a 7:45 movie. I got there like 35 minutes early for no reason. I needed
loved
to
it.
get
You
a
loved it.
refill of
Airport
my
time.
soda by the time the preview started. But that Tenet trailer was dope.
I didn't see it.
Oh, it's
I don't
dope.
remember
it's,
when I
it's
walked
a
in.
teaser,
Can you
but it's
describe it
Henry
to us?
David. What's his name? Henry David Washington? No, John David Washington. Denzel Washington's kid.
Yeah.
He's awesome. The guy from
Ballers.
Ballers, but also the Spike Lee movie about the guy that went
yeah.
undercover. in the
Black
KKK.
Klansman.
Black Klansman. Fucking
good
awesome.
movie.
And it's just exactly what you think of. It's like the Dunkirk trailer, but not Dunkirk.
I heard it's just time travel Inception.
It's fucking. I don't know what it is. The trailer doesn't give you any details. It's just
That's what
him
the
with a
big-
breathing mask.
I read a description
and
of
it
it.
comes out.
I heard it's
Start
tied into
crying.
Inception, yeah. You cry
That's
with the
cool.
description?
All I'm saying is
that I missed it.
All I'm saying is pivotal moment in cinematic history that you missed.
I know. What is this the first trailer in the last 10 years that you can only see before a movie and
When
I
was
missed it?
Cloverfield? Right. That's the first one I remember being a big deal.
Like 10 years is what I'm saying.
I know what I'm saying. I'm trying to
his
say
best
when was
movie,
Cloverfield. I'm
and
trying to be
Naylor
part of
was
the conversation
Gotcha.
with you. Trying to be a friend.
Maybe when that 2009,
Some
right?
bullshit, man.
There was definitely a long line getting in though. I regret getting there as late as I did because I missed like the first half of the movie. I'm kidding.
You missed the
You didn't
Hans
miss much.
part. You just got there for Shaw.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck, that sucks because I don't remember what trailer I even walked into. But Lucy James was sitting like, I went to go to the restroom halfway through and I saw a DM like, look to your left, Andy. It was from Lucy like an hour ago.
And
I
in
was
the
like,
bathroom, you looked and she was in the bathroom.
And you saw me, and you're like, "What the fuck?" That was the weirdest thing. Is Andy and I timed our bathroom break exactly. So he was walking out as I was waiting in line. I'm like, "This is weird."
we're in a different movie.
I've never had this happen to me before. I've never in the 38 9 years I've been going to movies. You figure maybe 36. They didn't take me to movies when I was like 3. 30 years I've been going to movies. I've never left a movie theater urgently needing to pee and run into a line.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it just so happened that
somebody
whatever
else
movie
got
had
out.
let out,
It was a
and there was a
long
big ass
line.
long line. And I was like, oh no, like what do I do?
No.
Then I was like, well, I'm here, and I don't really care that much.
I'm sure I can pick back up on
Yeah,
what's
I
already Hobbs
I
and
walked back
Shaw.
and I was like, what happened? And Greg's like, I don't know. The voice
You
said
didn't
something
ask
to him.
me.
I don't know.
Dope,
care.
man. You might ask Jen, and she definitely would have been like, I have no
Jen's
idea.
my favorite, by the way, because she doesn't know, like, she's not unbelievably ingrained in pop culture like we are. So when she guesses on stuff, it's so far off. It's adorable. It's adorable.
Yeah.
We were watching a movie, the preview. I think you were out going to the bathroom, but we started watching the previews for a new movie starring Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, it's got to be Black Panther too." I was like, "No," because he's like a cop in New York. He's like a cop, and he was like, "No." It's like you've been like literally one of the characters looks over and is like, two Chadwick Boseman was like, "You've been a New York detective for 15 years." And she's like, "I think it's Black Panther too." And I was like, "No, I don't think so."
Wake up, T'Challa. Wake up.
It was the cutest thing ever. I was like, "I wish Greg were here."
I live that.
It's
I love that life. It's literally Jen's favorite thing of watching any movie. And she's like, oh, that person's going to die. And I'm like, I know, that seems like out of left field.
Big character. It's a rom-com.
But then she was right once in a movie I didn't see coming. I was like,
Right
fuck.
once. Selena.
Got me on that one. Yeah, no. Selena was even better. Because the story with Selena, right, is that we had obviously she knew of Selena's story, I think, because of us always talking about it. And of course, anything for Selena's. But like when we finally went to see that in the theater, I never thought about this. She knew she died tragically young, but she didn't know how. So watching Selena,
I wouldn't have either, though.
every time we'd watch, she'd grasp my arm and squeeze it when they'd be like driving just down the road. And it's like a happy scene, but it seemed like it was reckless driving. And it was because they're like singing.
There's a scene where she's sitting on top of the railing on the San Antonio River Walk, and she
Yeah.
was like, "Is this it?"
Jen was so like every time like, is this the one? Is this how I get her?
The best was when I was sitting, I think, in front of Tim and Gia, and I just hear this. And I look back, and Tim just starts laughing because it's the moment that Bruce Wayne's parents were killed in Batman. And she had no idea it was coming. She had no idea. She was like, his parents died? And Tim's like, oh my God.
Yeah, like, whoa.
Although, like, so we were talking about you earlier because I went and saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And
Did you like it?
I did. I don't want to spoil anything, but I got to the end of the movie and I was like, wow.
This is how it ends.
You do have to know about the Manson murders for this movie to take full effect. And then someone mentioned that you didn't know the intricacies of what had happened. And I was like, oh, that would actually suck if you didn't know that.
Yeah.
Like going in, you wouldn't get the full effect of like the last act of the movie if you didn't know like what had really
Wardrobe.
happened. What's that?
Wardrobe.
What was the wardrobe? What was
Well, I
that?
can't say without spoiling
Oh
stuff.
yeah, good point.
But I think what I just said, you could probably pull it together, right,
feel you.
Andy?
I feel
Are
you.
you the king of Clue? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
King of Clue.
I'm not sure that I am.
What am I missing?
What are we talking about?
What?
Chloe, you came all the
about
way to us from
anything.
Chicago, Illinois.
I did.
How often do you go to Portillo's?
Not often enough. I'm so sorry to disappoint you.
You are not winning.
We
points.
met you
No.
at Portillo's in Chicago.
Yeah, I think
Right?
it's the
Was
first
that the
time
first time?
I think it's the first time I saw you guys. Yeah.
But right before Let's Play Live.
Yeah, that was what,
God,
3 years
a long
ago?
time
That was a really long time ago.
That's a good Portillo's.
Just-
It is
A double-decker
downtown.
Portillo's.
Oh, yeah.
downtown. That's a great one. Yeah, yeah.
That was the one we met Nick Scarpino at.
That's true.
Oh, it's cool.
weird.
That was really
Good
cool.
flesh.
I was legitimately for a second. I was like, we can't touch each other. Time cop.
For a second.
Except for
Same
he was
matter
like
can
way
occupy same
taller
space.
and
Time
handsome.
cop. He's-
Hancock.
Hancock, exactly.
Yeah.
And Gemini.
That's different, isn't it?
Gemini.
Well, they lose their powers if they get close to the angels.
I thought their powers went crazy.
No, they
I think
I
they
haven't
lost
seen
them.
Hancock in a
It was a
while.
dumb
the closer
fucking
they
movie.
were together,
They
the
lose-
more their powers would like weaken.
That's a
and
weird.
Yeah.
It was a
become
weird
normal.
plot point.
That's a cool
It was a cool idea.
That's a dumb movie.
Cool idea. Yeah, right? Cool idea.
How many times have you seen it?
Cool
Though?
idea.
I've seen
Hancock
Hancock
in
like
review.
maybe 3 times.
Okay, that's better.
Everyone always
Let's watch
says
it
that.
3
We'll
times.
mention our movie. Hancock in review. There's only one. You can't. We'll lump it in with Gemini Man because it's essentially the same.
We announced Frozen in review.
Yeah.
And the amount of comments that I've seen of people that are like, there's only one movie. It's like, well, there's a second one coming out and it's time so that
Right.
they're like, oh, okay, I didn't think
Then they
about
just
that.
wait a beat and go, there's only 2 movies.
It's like,
Yeah,
all right,
good point.
I don't know what to do.
It's
don't
fine.
know what to do.
Chloe, we're doing We Have Cool Friends with you this week.
Yes.
So that's where you'll get introduced. Because remember, on the Kind of Funny podcast is meant to be the Kind of Funny members. And since you're a Kind of Funny member this week, it works out.
Okay.
But we're not going to waste everyone's fucking precious time hearing about your story and you yak about, well,
Yeah, who
this
cares
is
about
how I
that?
used to crack rocks and now here I am. So what topic did you bring? What do you want to talk about today?
Oh God, I've been busy preparing for KFAF and I kind of took
The best show. The better of the shows.
Honestly, you get a pass. Best show on the internet. Right now.
KFA for streamies.com. Remember, everybody.
Or
Yeah.
kindoffunny.com/Greg sucks.
Yeah.
Well,
With an
that's
X at
That's
the
more fun.
Yeah.
With an X at the end.
Did you not
Did you
save
know
the
about
one
that?
with the CKS?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Tim, you want to talk about robots with
I
us?
do. Not
Ooh,
robots, specific robots. The trans motherfucking formers.
hell yeah.
So, like, now that I actually have someone at this table that respects the sanctity that is
I'm sorry,
the
Kevin.
Transformers.
Do we not respect robots here in this household?
I've always respected.
Remember how many
robots.
times Kevin has given us those links to those terrifying robots that can run like a fucking
But
bull?
I'm not
They're
talking about
great.
robots. I'm talking about Transformers here specifically.
They're robots more than meets the eye.
They are. They're robots
yep.
in disguise.
The Ghostbusters.
Exactly.
Optimus Prime, Andy. You
That's
probably
so
only
cool.
seen those guys on eBay.
What
huh?
is it holding?
A gun.
Looks like somebody put in some
It's the
kind of
fucking-
weird.
The Matrix of
yeah,
Matrix
it's
of
it looks like the
illusion.
Matrix.
Duh,
Of
idiot!
illusion.
Didn't you
What is
see
it?
Spider-Man?
Matrix of leadership.
the Optimus Prime Matrix of Illusion.
What he is. Yeah.
You've got the touch.
It's a cool toy, huh?
That is
Andy?
really cool.
It is good.
Dude, I'll say this, man.
If you don't-
Here's what I'll say, Tim, and then you can talk. Everyone's ear off about Transformers and bullshit.
Fucking try.
The Transformers toys growing up were the coolest toys ever fucking
Hands
made.
down.
it's
And
two
that's a
toys in
fucking
one.
fact.
And as a child that grew up in the 80s where toys weren't that great, they're not as great as they are now, the Transformer toy was GOAT. It was the king.
Well, they had the balls to have them be die-cast metal.
Yeah, it's fucking
Like, you
great.
could hurt people
Oh,
by
yeah.
throwing
Oh, yeah.
them
Oh,
at
yeah.
them.
For
You
sure.
drop one of those on your toes when you were a young, impressionable kid.
Your foot's
bye-bye
broken.
toes.
Bye-bye toes. Cut them off.
Yeah.
Can't have
Like,
them
um,
anymore.
This doesn't look like a piece of the fucking toy.
Yeah,
It's
it
the
does.
Matrix of Illusion.
This looks like my
Matrix of
grandma had a
Illusion.
bunch of weird jewelry. This looks like one of my grandma's piece of jewelry. Dude.
Well, it is a weird colored variant, but
Are
as
they,
is the whole
are they
thing.
meant for it? I don't know if it came with that.
It
Yes, it
definitely
did.
did.
It's your toy.
It doesn't look
seen-
like it comes
Have you ever
with
seen
this.
the 1984 movie Transformers the movie? Where he dies, he opens his chest, he
Wow,
puts it out.
spoilers, dude.
Have you seen
Yeah,
the second
jeez.
Transformers movie, Revenge of the Fallen?
They have a breakout
that's when I
shitty
stopped
ass version
going.
of it.
Yeah, no, don't watch that one. That
Here's
one's
what we should
bad.
do. We should at one point
Welcome
we
to
should do
Robot Heaven, Sam Woodwicky.
we should do a quiz.
God.
Not with you because you get all of them, but the rest of the people who don't necessarily like Transformers, I'm gonna do a Transformers quiz and just try to figure out. You try to figure out what movie it's from. That's all.
That's
Bumblebee.
all.
That's it.
Bumblebee.
I'm gonna say
Bumblebee's from.
something that happened. I'm like, what movie is this from? You're like, that's all generic bullshit.
Mark Wahlberg.
Some of it gets real weird.
Dude,
Remember when
I
Anthony
tried
Hopkins was
watching
involved?
that first one with Mark Wahlberg. Oh, I tried watching last night, and it.
Wait, what?
What?
That's the name.
Oh,
of
the
it.
last night.
The last
I thought
night.
you meant
Oh,
last
well,
night.
I thought
was
so
like,
too.
damn.
I was
right?
like, you should have
Really?
finished Harry Potter.
Yeah, what are you doing?
I had a segue, man. When I get the urge, I get the urge for some Anthony. That movie, there's like 18 different scenes that happen in the first 5 minutes, and they jump time periods.
really
and I'm like,
bad
what the
movie.
fuck is. Who wrote this?
So okay, I want to dive deeper into this, but the Transformers movies.
Yeah.
Give your quick review. I want the Chloe review scale. Do you have the Nick Scarpino 3-finger review scale, or what's your review scale?
God, it's just if I enjoy it or not.
Okay,
Otherwise-
So
Yeah.
yes or no?
Yaz
Yes
or
or-
no? If
it's
you
a
had
yes or
if you had
no.
to Yaz or no the Transformers movies, how would it
Is
go?
it good? Is it bad? Find out with your friend Yasman.
Yes, man.
There you
300
go.
Studios.
All right, first one, yes. Second one, no. I hate that one. Third one, it's actually my favorite one.
Which one is third
Dark
one?
of the Moon.
Dark of
Mark
the Moon.
Wahlberg?
That's the
No.
one with the
No,
fucking.
fourth is-
That's
the
so-
No, so
Obama,
when
right?
the third one?
They're in
Dark of the Moon.
Chicago in that one.
Yeah, but what? Okay.
Yeah.
They
What
blow it
happened?
up.
Third is the one with the big worm robots, right?
Yes.
Like that one was.
That's cool.
Guys, okay, that was one of the few movies that, like, you know, I didn't smoke a lot of weed growing up, but a buddy of mine that I went to the Art Institute with, like, texted me and was like, "Hey, man, I want to smoke a bunch and I want to go watch Transformers. Do you want to come with me?" I was like, "All right," and I was fucking high out of my mind watching that shit, and it was the best movie I've ever seen. Like,
Thank you.
I think that's actually what they're for.
That's how you're
I think
supposed to
that's what
watch
you're
those.
So okay,
Yeah,
let's,
yeah.
we can slow it down then. 2007, there was Transformers, just the Transformers.
I got it.
Are
on
you
eBay.
ladies man 667?
I got it on
217.
eBay.
I'm sorry. I
Yes,
should know this. Yeah.
Ladies Man 217, and then in 2009 we had Revenge of the Fallen. That gets
Yep.
the no.
Which
It's
is
a
the
no.
only time I've ever been at a press screening for a movie and laughed so wheezy Greg Miller laugh at how bad that was that I had a PR person turn around and glare at me. And it's why we're not invited to press movie screenings.
Wow.
Makes a lot of sense.
That was the
Man.
one where Devastator had the balls.
Yeah.
Is that the one where Optimus Prime gets stuck in the
Robot heaven?
No, he gets
He-
stuck in like the lines for like 15
No,
minutes.
that's the third one.
Okay.
2 is the one where it's like,
Two, he
we're running through the
dies.
desert for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
We're 7 clicks away.
Although
Cut
in-
back 10 minutes later. We're 6.5 clicks away. Fucking Jesus.
How long is a clip?
God.
10 minutes later, we're 6.3. God, move. Get there already.
But two is also the one with the best fight scene in the,
The
entire
force
thing.
battle, I was
The
gonna
force
say,
battle,
yeah.
which is
Wait.
awesome. Where Optimus
So
Prime
good.
takes on all the Decepticons, cuts off Starscream's arm, and slaps his bitch slaps him with his own arm,
But then he does die, so.
and then he dies.
yeah.
It's one of those things where
Punk ass
like,
bitch.
yeah, I don't know. I remember enjoying the first one. I remember watching the first one, going like, okay, this is a fun, and like, say what you will about Shia LaBeouf, but like, he's fun to watch. Megan Fox was cool to watch. Like,
She's hot. Yeah.
that's a nice way of saying that. She's fun to watch. She's cool to watch. She was fine. She was serviceable as the
And Gene
the
Shalit
sex
says,
symbol.
Megan Fox is
cool to watch. Hey, Fox is cool to watch. But like, man, not a lot there. And they whatever little story they tried to infuse into the first one, I just remember them thinking like, why? Why do we need that? Why do we even need that?
Well, a big
mean, it
problem
worked
with all
out.
of them,
Try.
but one especially is there just wasn't enough robots.
Exactly.
Like they were only in like 20 minutes of the movie total.
Not enough.
It's the
Cost a lot.
Godzilla problem.
They cost
They
a
do
lot.
cost a lot.
And did you break him?
Yep. What the fuck is wrong with
You
you?
have a very small plastic piece.
oh, it was
in
the
your hand.
finger. I fixed it. The finger popped off.
So why does Revenge of the Fallen get the no from you?
Because I think overall we can all agree it's like the worst one, maybe.
I don't think that's true at
What?
all. God, we're gonna get
Out of the
someone
first
bad.
3.
Oh, okay, that's
That's
fair.
the worst
Oh, you're talking
one.
about the
That's
first
fair.
three.
The
Yeah.
Canon
You're talking
three.
about the LaBeouf Chronicles.
LaBeouf days.
Yeah, exactly. That's
like,
it.
the last one I watched, they just characters come in and they spend 0 time introducing them. And I thought I was like, oh, maybe these are characters that have shown up before. No,
they're not.
They just randomly start talking. No context whatsoever. 0 setup. It's just they're the worst fucking movies ever made.
So then Dark of the Moon is the third, and that
Yes.
gets your yes.
My yes. That's my
Okay.
number one.
I give that
in
one a
my
yes
heart.
too.
Where
Thank you.
is Eagle Eye with Shia LaBeouf in
Oh,
this
great movie.
franchise?
Great
This
movie.
I don't think
universe?
it's-
Jump through that
That one
window,
doesn't make
Eagle
it.
Eye.
You have to do it.
You have to do it.
So
Remember
this
when
is
he's
the
like,
last one
a
with
rogue
Shia LaBeouf.
AI. Spoilers.
Well, again, but we don't know where Eagle Eye is in the timeline.
Yeah.
Before,
Thank you.
because he
You don't
dies
understand.
after.
Oh, okay, fair.
the Sam where he die?
So where he dies off screen.
Does he actually die?
Yeah, he's.
Oh, I thought they
seen
confirmed
his-
that.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, and last night there's like a thing that's like you're the last of the Witwiki or whatever the hell.
Oh,
and
I
then
guess they
he's-
show his picture and he's like,
And then he jumps off.
That
Until I
guy
see the
dies.
body. Until I see the body, I don't.
It's a good
believe
point.
it.
all
That's a
right,
good
fair
point.
enough. Yeah. Yeah. I
And then
don't
we
believe
had Age of Extinction.
it. Yeah. I watched them film that actually, like bits and pieces of it. Because they were
Wow.
in Chicago for a couple of them. It was weird.
Is that a yes or a no?
No.
That's a hard no for me. That's one of the worst movies I've ever seen in theaters.
Is that the one with Mark
I was
Wahlberg?
upset.
Yeah,
That
it's
was the
Mark
first
Wahlberg.
one with Mark
I think we got a
Wahlberg.
Transformer.
I think it's a transformer.
Like, do people know about Transformers so much that he can identify a Transformer just by looking at it?
It's got the little
It's just-
Because they
Decepticon
destroyed
or
Chicago.
Autobot.
Yeah.
Man,
It's a
I
big
don't know
battle of
about
I don't know
Chicago.
the lore.
It's like-
It's one of those things. I don't know the lore. Apparently, Optimus Prime is either the most superpowered thing on the planet, or he just can get his ass handed to him. I don't know. I don't know anything about this stuff. All I do know is this: watching Mark. I made it to the end of that movie, and at the end, they were like, "Oh, we forgot Mark." They didn't even give him anything to do. They were like, "We forgot Mark Wahlberg's in this movie." And I swear to God, they took a camera out to the back of his house and were like, "Just jump around with a gun." Jump! Hey, Mark, can you jump behind that little bird? And he just jumps. And they were like, "Do we film it on slow mo?" And the guy, the
we
dude
slow
was
it down in post.
Who gives a flying fuck? It's Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
He's got the. We just need it for one shot in the
He
trailer.
fought nature.
Yeah.
Oh Christ!
End of that movie, like Optimus Prime's like, look up at the stars and you'll see my soul. Like,
Mufasa.
Yeah. Wait, is that the one where Optimus just jets into space at the end? Hella
like-
randomly?
yep. It's like,
like
I gotta
in
find
Beast
my
Wars.
creators. And like, that's a thing? But
When are we gonna get a
like, okay.
Beast Wars movie?
I
fuck
don't.
yeah.
When you get the Gargoyles movie,
Let's
you know?
wait till they start making good ones. You know what I mean?
Bumblebee
We're
happened.
halfway there.
Yeah.
So then,
Yeah,
yeah, and
halfway,
then last
full
night,
way.
that gets
It's
the hard.
hard no. Mm-mm.
So yeah, last night is
It's just
is the
bad.
worst movie.
Is that the one with the little
100%.
girl? She's like, we're gonna accept it and we're gonna fight him.
Yeah,
Is that the one with
it
that
is.
Yeah.
girl? That trailer
Where she
played
has her-
fucking
her
so
friend
many times. Yeah.
Canopy?
I feel like she's in other stuff that I've seen her in, and I don't dislike her.
That's the John Cena one, right?
Yeah, no.
Yes, that's the John
Wait.
Cena one.
He's not in.
No,
He's not in last night. He's in
Anthony
Bumblebee.
Hopkins?
Oh, he was in
yeah,
Bumblebee.
yeah,
Yeah.
You're right. I'm sorry.
That's the Anthony Hopkins one. Where they like, go back and make Bumblebee a Nazi fighter.
That was really weird.
It was. I mean, like in the first. I'm not kidding. In the first like 10 minutes, they go from like medieval to like Cybertron to like normal day to like another time period to like back to normal day. I was like, what the literal fuck is happening?
They were
in this
responsible
movie?
for JFK's shooting and shit.
And I just have to think
that
like
Yes.
someone had to
100%.
Was there just a giant like whoop whoop whoop?
You're joking, right?
No.
I just said that.
No, literally. they do
I
that
think
shit.
they were-
I swear to God.
It's like,
I don't know.
making a joke, like they've been here the whole time.
Yeah, yeah. I
pulling
mean,
Yeah,
that's
pretty
been the
much.
plot since the first movie. But yeah, they keep adding to it.
Yeah, but they weren't doing
Yeah.
shit. You
To
know?
the
I'm
point,
blown
like-
away right now. I was just fucking
So is he.
right.
They can
When
make
he
a-
said
make a
yes, I
prediction.
was like, wait.
Yeah, no. uh-huh.
Thank you,
that was a
Nick.
good pull. Yeah, I don't know. I just can't imagine what goes on in the production offices where producers watch the cut of this film and go, "Great,
good.
ship it, ship it." I mean, I know they
They know
don't
it's gonna make
give a
print money.
flying buck, and
No,
Well,
they're
it was
killing-
until it didn't. Like, that was the thing. Is like Age of Extinction, yeah, they made so much.
It's
Last
true.
night, like, tanked, all things considered.
So
Like, it still
bad.
made a lot of money, but
Yeah,
like, it
it
got to the
didn't-
point where like, they're not going to keep making
It was
them.
enough to the point where they're like, "We're going to rethink this."
Yeah, and then so
series.
this
Yeah.
is a soft rebooted with Bumblebee, which
I liked it, yeah.
Bumblebee gets
It
that.
doesn't sound like you love it, though.
I don't love it. It's good enough.
What about the first 10 minutes of it?
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Why
best,
is-
best
Invented
movies I've
cinema.
ever been.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
straight up just like, what if the cartoon was real life?
awesome.
It's
And
so good.
They're on Cybertron. They all look like they like Optimus looks like this.
And it's
Except
weird
he's not a
because-
Ghostbuster.
Yeah, he has a proton
He's a
pack and
Ghostbuster,
everything.
yeah.
But it's weird because when they're running around and they're fighting each other, at first I was put off by it because I was like, it's so clear and concise. I can actually tell what's happening,
Yeah.
and I'm actually excited
They
about the scene.
Beautiful.
simplified the shapes and
But then I was like,
everything.
we gotta just. Why can't we just go back to that style that looks like a fucking metal in a blender?
yeah,
I
it's
love
just
that
so
too, you know?
cool.
It's
No.
fun.
Bumblebee doesn't though. Bumblebee sticks
Bumblebee's
for the
good.
whole
Yeah.
movie. Like the action, you can understand what's going on.
I need to watch
Bumblebee's one of those things
haven't seen
where it had some issues. It
Had a
some
lot of issues.
It was but it was a solid outing, and I think they made something entertaining with it.
Yeah.
I think they could have probably cut down on some of the. I think we talked about this, but like the best friend stuff could have cut down a little bit because he was like a
Absolutely.
weak character. And
Yeah, I
then
don't like him.
just the
John Cena
final
in
fight
general.
scene, you were like, this is
What's going on?
We don't need this.
No.
But like Haley Seinfeld, awesome,
She's great.
Her relationship to Bumblebee,
Bumblebee,
great. The kids,
fantastic.
great.
The final scene is
Weird.
Oh, it's
Nah, I don't
like-
like it. She had like dive in to say
no. Fuck that.
No, no,
shit.
no, that was
I'm talking about
weird.
the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah.
Which I
I
don't.
don't-
He
I
like
didn't
he
see-
meets up with like
Okay,
Optimus
this
and they're
is-
just driving.
oh,
on
This
that.
is a spoiler moment for people who fucking
I
Bumblebee,
guess,
but
who cares?
it turns into the Camaro. Like it goes from Volkswagen to Camaro, which kind of ties into the movies, but like doesn't actually make
why?
sense.
We
if
don't
you
need
think
it.
about
It's
it.
way
That's
cooler
the
as a
thing.
bug.
But
Did you call Bumblebee it?
driving across
Show some
the
respect,
Golden Gate
all right?
Bridge.
He's a-
and
he's a
then
thing. He's a
Optimus
person.
Prime with the trailer truck pulls up next to him, and they're just riding. I'm just like,
Sick.
this is everything I've ever wanted in my childhood. It's right
true.
there, Golden Gate Bridge. It's a real thing.
Does Optimus talk at all?
Kevin's showing us.
No.
Later,
He like talks earlier.
That
in, like,
Bumblebee one
holograms,
did
but
the worst
cool.
It is cool.
yeah.
worldwide
Bumblebee did the worst.
by a lot.
That's
Yeah,
unfortunate.
that
I wonder how
does
much it
suck.
costs.
200
John
million.
Cena poster.
You're right. If they did, they couldn't see him.
Good joke.
Look at that
Thank you.
fucking
Yeah.
Pull this up. Pull this up. This is why I love Mark Wahlberg. Look at him emoting right there.
Look at him emoting.
This looks like a bathroom. This looks like a caricature.
This looks like, and this is no offense to you,
looks like
but this
fan
looks like
art.
one when Chloe realized for the 4th time that someone was in the bathroom and she needed to go to the bathroom.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, that exact
Mark
face.
Wahlberg, the
Was
tree's
that the
coming
laugh from the
alive.
pre-show? Because I shut the door and then I heard the entire office erupt.
Yeah.
I was like, I know there's been a pile of
Because then she
Comedy
went
of
back
errors.
to go for you,
Yeah.
and then Cool Greg had gotten in there by that time. Everybody in the office went to the restroom
all
before
had
she
to
did.
pee.
All
Get
go
on
at
the
the
show, man.
same time.
Yeah,
Gotta go pee.
gotta prepare.
That's why
Gotta prepare.
Joey goes on the roof. She's smart. She's smarter than all of us.
Do you think they'll ever make a good Transformers movie? Like a really good, like Marvel level
I
good Transformers
want to
movie?
believe.
Yeah, I don't think it's possible. Like with live action. So I think Bumblebee is as close as we're gonna get.
think so?
I think that they
Probably.
could have trimmed some stuff and made some things better, and that would have made Bumblebee great, but not amazing. I just don't think that there's enough there that they can do it because you really need a lot. There could be an amazing TV show. There has been amazing.
There
TV
have been,
shows.
yeah. They're great.
Transformers Prime.
Oh,
Fantastic.
so good.
It's so good.
Which one's that?
It was the
It's
one on-
animated. It
yeah.
was after the 2007 movie, and it was kind of styled after them.
Okay.
But they're
Kind of.
like, let's actually focus on the robots because they were the cool thing.
So good.
Double down on that.
Show's great.
They told a really good story. But that's what happens when animation people care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We
What's
always
the good
see it.
story?
Of Prime?
Yeah. Not that I'm not trying to be
Yeah,
dick.
I
It's
mean,
just like I
it's-
feel like I just want me caring about robots in general. It's like, man, they got a planet.
They don't
got
treat them like
fucking
robots.
all
Like
juice
they
up there,
kind of
whatever.
jump past all the basic, like, it's the war of the Autobots, Decepticons. Like, oh, that's backstory. And they treat them like
just chilling up there.
people
drinking
that are
coffee.
interacting.
Do they
Well,
sleep?
chilling.
Do Transformers sleep? Are they aliens or are they
Yeah,
machines?
they
They're
took the
both.
key out.
Yeah, they're both.
They take the ignition out. Yep.
There it is.
Do they pee?
Yep.
Yeah,
That-
they do.
the first Transformers
In the
movie.
first Transformers
Bumblebee
movie.
pees in that guy.
I feel like you could obviously tell a good story with anything, and I think Transformers has enough lore and enough character there. But I don't know, man. They missed the mark fucking 5 times.
Yeah.
I just don't think they care. That's the problem.
It's the Mark Wahlberg.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mark
There's
Wahlberg.
comics that are fantastic. The IDW Transformers comics like tell a great story, but that's just like, hey, let's put these robots in a spaceship. They never fucking touch Earth.
I think you can tell a sympathetic story with the robots because I think when done best, you don't view them as robots. You view them as just alien life forms. But I feel like one of the biggest mistakes in the movies, and correct me if I'm wrong in this, but like it just feels like, especially with Bumblebee, where these things are indestructible, where like you can kill them and they can get shut off and you can just jumpstart them back to life. And once that happens, you're like, what are the stakes here? Like, I don't care. Bumblebee can't die. Like he's like, it's like that last scene where she dives into the water or saves him. You're like, he doesn't breathe air.
I know.
The fuck does it matter if he's in the bottom
What was
of a
the point of
pool?
that? She didn't actually
Who
need to
cares?
dive
Her,
in.
though.
We had to have her character arc come
She had
to
to
full
die at
completion.
some point.
I
Yes.
guess.
Yeah.
She has to
Andy.
dive because Dad wanted you to dive. I was like, fuck you. Dad also didn't want me to smoke pot with my cool new friends, but I want to do it anyway with my cool bug because I'm the cool kid. Haley Steinfeld.
Wait, who's doing
True grit. I don't know. There's more backstory than I know with Haley Steinfeld and her weird next door neighbor, like weird, creepy best friend.
Okay.
/ lover.
You went over Kevin at least.
Did I win over Kevin?
Yeah, you got me,
Yeah,
dude.
you got him.
Smoking and
Two
diving.
joints at once?
Smoking
Wow.
and diving. Cool kids. Isn't that how Andy did it before we watched the Transformers movie?
Sorry, he did.
In the car.
I think I only
Andy,
watched.
put your hands on the wheel.
I was so paranoid. I'll tell you this. I was so paranoid to fucking buy the ticket. I was like, I have to go walk up to the lady and like buy a ticket, and she knows I'm stoned out of my mind.
She
Like,
does.
You're like walking
I'm
up in
fucking
slow motion.
blitzed
That's what's
right
like
now.
right now.
God.
You just hold out the
Blitzwing.
money.
I was
and
just
she's like,
falling on the ground.
she's like, what do you want?
dude, I had like the biggest fucking soda and popcorn. It was great.
I
dude.
can't do it, dude. I can't. Like, the last movie I saw, I've only seen like a handful of movies stoned.
Yeah.
And the last one I did was Jurassic Park. The
Jurassic World.
Jurassic World. That's what it
Oh.
was. And the person I'm with, I won't blow him up because I don't want to like. I don't know if he cares. But
Jason Mewes.
Yes, exactly. It was Jason Mewes. Me and the Muse.
You
I
and
went with
Cool
that
Greg.
person, and he's like, he tells a story of how he just looked over at me, and I was laughing and doing this, like, and he was like, what are you laughing at? And I was like, the joke I just told you. And he was like, you didn't say anything. It was in my head. I told the joke in my head about a dinosaur that I thought was the funniest fucking thing. And he was like, you're laughing really loudly, and it's not a funny part. That's why I don't go out high
My
anymore.
friends and I were like super stoned one time
Oh,
in
God,
Austin
it's
watching.
so fucking
We were watching
stupid.
HBO, and I think I've told the story before, but my buddy CP was just like he had like the fucking dazed ass look watching TV, and I think he was way more high than me and my other friend were, and we were like looking at him and we were like, we started laughing at him, right? And he looked back at us and he was like, "What? Like, why are you laughing?" And then my friend just goes, "'Cause you were dancing. You were doing the robot." And then I was like, "Yeah, you were." Like, I just immediately played along, and he was like, "Fuck you! No, I wasn't dancing." We were like, "Yeah, you were You were doing." He was like, "What? No, that's fucking bullshit." And then, like, an hour goes by. Or a couple hours go by, knock on the door, and it's our other friends who are coming back home. They were like out drinking or whatever. And we're like, dude, we were watching the show. We were fucking stoned. And my friend CB's like, yeah, dude, I was dancing. We're like, no, we convinced him. Wow. He was like, it was crazy.
That's amazing.
I felt so bad.
Oh,
It is so
no.
fucking amazing. This is where, I can't do it.
I miss it though. Like I miss
You
being able to
want
do
to get
it.
super stoned and film ourselves in a movie for KFAF?
I can't do it. I get way too paranoid now.
We'll just film ourselves. Really?
Yeah.
I get that paranoid. I feel like I'm being like a slouch on society when I go out, like I'm getting in people's way. But I'll tell you one thing right now. Man, a giant tub of popcorn when
my
you're
God.
stoned and
Dude.
just feeling the mouth crunch.
Like a
over and
red
over again.
Gatorade.
Feeling the mouth crunch.
You know, like I've never been sadder than when I was in that movie and I looked at the bottom and there was no more popcorn left and I was like, I don't have the mental faculties to go refill this thing right now. There's too many steps.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm gonna be able to pull this off.
Oh,
What do you mean,
no.
like steps walking down?
Like
right?
literal
Okay,
steps.
I thought you meant like
Like
steps to
IMAX.
get
Oh,
the
God.
Well, you know,
popcorn.
like the IMAX steps that there's only one way in and one way out. And if you sit over on the far side,
Oh,
you're
you're
just
fucked.
fucked.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're fucked now.
You gotta walk
3-hour
all the way
journey.
over there.
Wow, 3 hours of walking. Like, who would want to do that?
Oh man, that was the
talking about Lord of the
worst.
Rings,
That was so fucking fun though.
We have another fucking Lord of the Rings hater here now.
Who, Chloe?
Yeah, she's on the right side of history. Good for her.
What don't you like about it?
Boring.
Yeah.
It's way too long.
Very boring.
I'll say this: we started recently watching all the Harry Potters for in review, which is has been a delight. And I was talking earlier, I had a little anxiety going in because the series means so much to me because of all the characters that are fleshed out, all the cool things that happen, all the great antagonists, all the lore building, the world building, and it just must suck for Lord of the Rings fans to not have any of that.
Right? They got nothing.
A bunch
It
of
just
Oscars.
doesn't need to be this way.
But that's
It really doesn't. though.
Make a call.
Why are all the characters named Aragon? King Aragon, King Aragorn. You got Sauron, Sauron.
I got too many Aragons.
Susan Sarandon.
yeah.
You're such a fucker, man.
He's doing it when he's gonna scare you.
All
until
J.K.
you
Rowling
break.
does is go back and change her own lore. That's all she does.
Does not do any of that.
That's all she
adds
does.
to it, bro. Because the
You
world
have
gets
a lot
more
of
progression.
questions. You have a lot of questions.
People couldn't handle a gay Dumbledore. Now we're okay. We're cool with it. It's 10 years later. We're different, bro.
She's
Yeah.
eased them into our lives and is now making us understand they are the prism through which we can see different people's
Exactly.
experiences.
All the jokes that
Andy.
came out of that were fantastic. Like, oh, by the way,
pretty good.
Dobby eats a lot of ass.
Poor Dobby. Fucking.
Fucking
I love that
God.
we're going into this because I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with Harry Potter,
Yeah.
so like
Okay.
I'm watching this. I can't wait to find out what
And,
the fucking
dude,
Dobby
the thing
story. I hear about Dobby and I hear about some socks, and I'm like, what's he doing
Dobby
with those
really
socks?
likes socks.
Is it
Now,
like some mango
listen,
shit? I
you
don't know.
question what Dobby does with the socks. All you know is this: once the sock is gone, you don't want that sock back. Don't take it back.
Listen,
The
if that's
fucking annoying thing out of all this is like, I love Harry Potter. I do. Like, I love
Yeah,
the
you
series.
do.
Doesn't need to be this way.
But I don't think it's as good as Lord of the Rings, but I still love
Why
it.
would you say that? You didn't have to say that though.
Well, you don't have to talk shit about Lord of the Rings in every waking second.
I never do unless you talk about it.
No, you're full of shit.
This morning I heard Kevin fucking talking shit
Yeah.
unprovoked. Like totally
Bullshit.
unprovoked.
It was
I think it kinda came
a breaking of the truce in the armistice, Kevin.
Yeah.
We are not allowed to call each other out
I'm
unless
pretty sure
the
someone was
natural
like,
progression
"Oh,
leads us
Chloe
there.
also hates Lord of the Rings." I was provoked.
That's a natural progression. Kevin was
I
provoked.
think I mentioned it because you brought it up.
No, I don't think so.
Did he just boldface ask you, "Hey, Chloe,
I don't know. Him and Barrett were talking, and Lord of the Rings came up. I'm like, I don't like it.
So as this is
like,
all
thank you.
happening, because it started with Harry Potter and then it turned into Lord of the Rings bashing unprovoked and unnecessarily, I just get a Slack from my brother. It's begun. All the HP bashing. I shouldn't have to work around this. I wanted just a private.
Yeah.
Slack.
Oh, it must be so hard, cool, Greg. It must be so hard to be around a bunch of people who love Harry Potter.
Yeah, first off, no one's bashing Harry Potter. We should
It
make
must
that
be
clear.
so hard, cool,
Because
Greg.
everyone loves Harry Potter because it's great.
We all like it. And I'm the only one who has to. I don't know. I don't know,
I
Cool
don't
Greg.
know if you're cool with Andy right now. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't even
We
see.
gotta
You didn't do anything.
fight.
Cool Greg said, or Tim just said that you slacked him. It's begun, the Harry Potter bashing. Imagine being me.
You're a fucking
Having to
snitch.
deal with this Lord of the Rings
Dealing with
shit.
Lord of the Rings shit nonstop. We all like Harry Potter, man. And I'm the only one. I'm the lone dwarf here. God.
Cool Greg pops in, doesn't know how to deal with it. Just walks away.
You know who I vent to? I vent to Elise Willems. And I say, I can't deal with this. Get me out of here.
Yeah.
Get me out.
Listen,
They're not gonna
she
hire you
says
for that.
she's Canadian.
You
She's
know
just
what I
being nice to you. She doesn't actually like Lord of the Rings.
She sends me Lord of the Rings memes all the time. And they're great.
She's fucking with you. That's her way of fucking with you.
Yeah,
That's how
pretty much.
Canadians fuck with each other. Just very nicely
send
propping
memes.
It's
each
very
other up
much
and
like,
pretending
when
they
like
you.
something's gone wrong and your parents are fighting and your aunt comes and sits down and, oh, tell me about your toys. Like, she doesn't really care.
She doesn't give a fuck about your
But
toys.
she wants to see you be happy and like focus on something else.
I don't think
Elise would be a cool aunt. You know?
Oh,
yeah, she would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet she would wear a shawl.
Like a silk one, and you're like, that doesn't provide any warmth. Like,
No.
you know, does your wife ever do
Style,
that? Where
though.
you're like, your wife's
Big
like,
sunglasses,
hold on, let me go
silk
get,
shawl.
let me go get like a scarf or something because I'm gonna be cold in the movie theater. And you
Yeah.
look at it, you're like, that's not gonna provide you any warmth whatsoever. Give it to him.
My wife wears a hat.
Too flat?
I want some more lift on
I
that.
had
want some more
great hair.
whip.
It's
I
too
was-
long now. It's gotten too
Can I
long.
bring some hairspray?
Do whatever. Yeah, get out of here.
I was mid-story, Andy.
Wow. How rude.
Andy's spicy today.
Yeah, you bring up Lord of the Rings. You
Wow.
fucking hit a nerve. Yeesh, we didn't see that
I get it.
coming.
Maybe we should back off the Lord of the Rings hate.
Well, no,
Maybe.
because
Maybe.
it's just
Maybe.
Maybe.
there's a lot
guess,
of
you
things we're not
coward.
afraid to be truth tellers about.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings.
That's why our channel's so
Batman v
big.
Superman. I know. Yeah. We're out here with hard truths. You know what I mean?
We're polarizing.
Remember Hard Truths?
I do. I almost used it over the weekend on something, and I'm like, no one's gonna understand what that means.
This is the ASMR portion of the podcast.
Yeah, this is great. Watching Andy hairspray.
Let's put it in there.
This is not a good look.
Don't spray the microphone though. Nope, the microphone's getting sprayed.
Yeah, I got dusted a little.
Oh boy.
I really think you should stop.
It got some
that
ball
looks
now.
bad. That looks bad, right?
You gotta get it all the way through
He
the
looks
back.
dumb.
All the way through the back.
You just think it looks different. It's just different.
No, it looks
It
dumb.
looks like your hair.
Look at him.
He looks like baby Andy.
Oh my god.
I want to be baby.
Yeah.
Andy.
Yeah, wait, we should have Andy style
Full-grown
all our
Andy's
hair
cool.
still
I
look
wanna be
like
baby.
All right,
Andy.
let's do it.
Tim, right?
Andy,
like,
can you
this
cut his
doesn't
hair
look
too?
good.
It's nothing like drastic.
I can't see anything.
Put your glasses on for 2 seconds.
You just made it shiny.
too far.
You gotta go all the way through. The problem is it's just the front now. It looks like when I was a kid, you didn't know you had to style your hair. You just do the front
The
part.
pump
and
it
then
up.
the back's all fucked up.
I've never once
James
lied to
Burke.
you about your appearance. This looks bad. This is not a good look.
Let me fix it.
You're such a liar.
Look at I look cool, man.
No.
I'm gonna get some pizza poppers and
first
stream
of all-
Mario Maker tonight.
What's up now with that part? Slide. What the fuck's a pizza popper?
Like a Tostino, a knockoff Tostino's pizza roll.
Totino's.
That's what I said.
Andy, do you want to know how sad I am? I just ran my hand through Greg's hair to style it.
Yeah.
And I got so fucking
You're like, I
jealous.
missed it.
Oh my god! I was like, whoa, the resistance! Like when I do my hair, it's just like, oh, okay, that's it. You know what I mean? It's like, no, it's not there.
Someone in
Yeah,
our
yeah,
chat,
I see what you're saying.
someone
That's
with
very
our
low.
account is saying you look like Jimmy Neutron, and they're not wrong.
It's gotta be Joey. It's gotta be JoJo.
It looks
There you go.
good.
It's
Like,
kinda
cut to the one
It
again.
doesn't
That's
look
better.
good.
What's
That
up,
looks
everybody?
good,
I'm
dude.
Greg
That
Miller.
looks. It looks like.
Kevin, show the audience what you're wearing today.
What am I wearing? What's wrong with what I'm wearing?
Just say you have a different style than Greg.
You look good, Greg.
Thank you. I feel
This looks
good.
great.
Yeah, Kevin's in his normal Kevin apparel.
Yeah.
What? What is it?
I didn't mean it as an insult.
I'm not saying what is
Great
it.
endorsement of
I'm not saying it to you. I'm saying it to them.
I think you look good, Greg.
Thank you.
Yeah. Like, here's my thing. Like,
Lay it out.
Text a
What's
picture.
the thing?
Text a picture to Jen and see what she thinks.
I
Text
just
a
feel like
picture of Fran.
you've been blessed with such a thick, full
great
head of hair, and I feel like it could
do
be
look
taken
more like-
advantage of a little bit.
You guys look like fucking twins now. It's weird.
All right, we're getting this photo.
Let me cut everybody's hair. Let's do that for
No,
Cant.
no, it's okay.
Honestly, I would do it. Here's why: because it would give me an excuse to have to shave my head afterward. And
No.
I want to shave my head so bad.
Dude, I could give you the fucking fade, man. I can do that shit.
You can't give me enough.
You can do that.
Could you do this thing? Who here could you do this stuff?
My
for?
hair needs to be so long to do that.
It would
I
be
don't have-
Greg.
Yeah, it has to be Greg.
Yeah.
When you're
I-
saying
whatever.
do this to, for an audio listener, you're pointing it like what Andy's
Andy's
one
little-
long side?
like,
Andy's
what do you
Superman
call
curl.
it? No, but I couldn't do it to Greg because it would require me to cut his hair a lot, and it would make him look super unprofessional. And everybody who hires him for hosting gigs would be
Sure.
like, not anymore.
No, because they.
I'm sorry, we're looking for a real middle of the road generic white guy. This hair
Two
stands out
edges.
too much. You need to be able to blend into the background at any point. Just
look at
ask
you.
questions to our development.
They look at you and they're like, "Call Carboni."
What would you do?
Jen says you look hot.
Chloe
Jen's
has
response
hair.
is you look hot.
I do have
She
hair.
has more hair
Well, I couldn't style a
what could
woman's
you
hair. I
do?
don't
Why
think.
not?
Because I just don't
gender
know.
discriminate much?
I don't fucking know.
This is why Andy won't stream with a woman on his channel.
I had Joey go to Walgreens with me to buy makeup when we colored in our fucking hairline.
When we
Right.
cured.
Andy, I got a lot of hair.
Scared
You cut
baldness,
it?
you did it.
Huh?
I got a lot of hair.
I mean, but you won't let me cut it.
I mean, you gonna do a good job? Or you gonna
Yeah.
do what you did with
Like, I do a damn good job.
Jen likes this.
I didn't cut shit
It
here. I
doesn't
just
look
hairsprayed.
good. Why don't you trust me? Joey doesn't think it looks
I think it
good.
looks fucking great.
But it's because you guys have been used to, hey, I'm Greg Miller, single dad.
I'm tethered.
And now guess what I am? I'm Greg Miller. I'm back
fucking.
on the college scene. I'm fucking. You know what I mean?
It's just weird
Let's
how
go down to Yancey's.
it's weird how close it is to Tim's hair right now. I want you to go stand next to Tim.
And to
Tim,
be fair,
know
my
what?
hair
Yeah.
right now is too long.
Tim,
Like,
put your
I
glasses on.
needed a haircut.
And Andy, I want you to close your eyes.
But Tim hasn't done his hair, right?
Andy, close your eyes. Now look at Andy, guys. Both you guys look at Andy. Andy, open your eyes. Which one's Greg? Which one's Greg? Which one's Greg?
I don't know.
It scares me.
Who should I shoot?
Both. Shoot both. I'll cut you in the company.
I think it's fun. Yeah, I think it's cool, man.
I agree.
Yeah.
For a while there, I had good lift for a couple days.
I think when it just gets too long, it gets
Yeah,
weighed
it's,
down.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
hair's drooping. It's too long.
Yeah.
I don't like that drooping.
Wow, you got the little curl there,
Hate
too.
it.
The little Superman curl.
Your hair.
Superman girl.
The difference between your hair drooping or being perfectly styled, and this is the annoying thing about you, because you have such fucking thick hair, is your hair droop, it's like a millimeter lower than it
I
should
hate
be.
it. I hate it.
Only you notices this. Your hair to the rest of
hate
us
it.
looks perfectly immaculate.
No. I need more vol, dude. And not enough, there's not enough product in the world that can get me the volume that I want.
You want that the Patriot Act guy's volume?
Hassan Minaj, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, but he
He's
has
got
like straight hair,
great
though.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you have to understand that.
I need a blow
That's,
dryer.
yeah.
Wow, yeah, that's a good point.
That's what I need.
See,
I used to use a blow dryer, and that solved all my problems.
back in the day, hard truths. Like my mom had to give me a bunch of hard truths about my hair. Where like I would watch Taking Back Sunday videos and be like, I want Adam Lazara's hair, and my mom would be like, your hair isn't like that. Your hair is super wavy. And then then I hair straightener and I bought some product.
My brother had that problem.
Burnt my scalp a lot.
Before he went completely bald and then decided to shave his entire body from the eyebrows down, Matt had very, very curly hair. And it was always weird because no matter how he styled it, it looked like he was wearing a toupee.
Wait, does he have eyebrows?
Matt? Yeah. That's it. That's the only hair on his body.
I guess you
Got
should. I guess you should have
So-
eyebrows down, maybe, or
That's what I said.
eyeballs.
I mean,
What did
does he have
say?
eyelashes? You said eyebrows
you said
down.
from the eyebrows down.
Well, I mean, you can't
Yeah.
shave your eyelashes. That would be insane.
You can pluck them.
Oh, imagine
God.
that. I like that. I like it makes me want to vomit.
I just saw Greg catch a glimpse of himself and he did this.
Joey, I need you to go get
What-
the
what was-
white collared
How'd you
shirt
phrase
from
it
the
earlier?
closet.
What?
Sneak a peek or whatever.
Sneak a peek? Yeah. Steal a glance.
I'll steal a glance at Greg.
Send it over to Kevin. We can bring it up in live time. See what
looks
people on
great.
the Twitter are saying there
Twitters.
and stuff. Because there's something about it. I do look like
I don't hate it.
I feel like
Greg, it looks terrible.
Donald Trump Jr. Maybe. You know what I mean?
I don't think
Don't
that's
listen-
what you want to
never
go for.
listen
I'm
to
not saying
Kevin.
I'm going for that, but I'm getting.
It looks terrible. I don't understand how you guys
I
can
don't
lie
think
to
it looks
him.
that bad.
It looks like you're trying to do Nick's hair, but your hairline is way too high. You got too much forehead going on right
It
now.
looks
you're fine.
fucking great. You know
It
what it
looks
looks like? The dude on ABC, or
Look at the guy from Suits.
He's the super, super handsome dude on ABC News.
Who is he?
Something to ask
My
us.
aunt loves him.
Can you call her?
Huh?
Call her.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. George Stephanopoulos? I don't even know.
No. He's got like crazy big hair.
Lester Holt.
Like very, very tall hair. I'm gonna look it up right
I mean,
now.
put it on a poll.
Any of
Let's
these
put
guys?
this picture on a goddamn poll.
Any of these dudes?
how
David
sexy
Neer.
that
Yeah,
look
the
is.
tall, top left dude. Go to
Oh,
like,
yeah.
go to like
You got
images.
David Neer
It
looks
doesn't
like
look
There you
like
go.
that.
It looks exactly
All
like
of his
that.
hair is doing it. It's just
Yeah, but we'll get
half
Looking in
of
a mirror?
Greg's hair.
It's
All I
80%.
it's just fucking hair. I just had hairspray to work
also,
with,
I
man.
think that we're attracted to different types of men. You know?
See, I'm with you, Randy. It's like this is just like a
my God.
test. It's like this
tease.
isn't the full. It's a tease.
This
like,
is a screen test.
There's a whole process that needs to go into doing this correctly.
Yeah.
That's from my prom.
What is
What
it?
is
What
this?
is
What
this?
is that?
I thought I had a plain white shirt in there, like that I wore on the day I had to defend myself against E3 in court. But apparently we don't. So this is the only white shirt we had. It's Nick's. I'm gonna try it on and see if this pulls off the look I'm thinking of.
Okay.
Ruffles
Are you
on
going
it?
for 80s wedding singer? Don't in front of Chloe. All right.
What
Oh
is
yeah,
it?
she's never seen this.
Never
She's never
before
felt the
seen.
heat of it. Yeah, that's a different story. Like
It's a different
heat,
experience.
The oppressive heat of your belly
The
button.
different senses are being activated.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Boy.
smells and sights and
I'm just
feelings.
getting the full kind of funny
this-
experience.
How are we doing with this? You want me
Oh
to
my god, this is your
What do you
shirt?
want me to do? This is the only white shirt apparently Joey can find. I don't
Joey, a medium. You found the medium for him.
You look like King Rock. You look like King Rob. When you try to...
I know the reference. Barrett, I'm gonna need a hand. I'm gonna pull the shirt in tight. You're gonna button it.
Also, I mean, like, this is not an honest version of this picture. This is just the one angle that works for it.
Hair.
Go Barrett!
Get the breast
What is this shirt
stretcher.
from?
I ordered it for my tuxedo, my prom tuxedo, because I needed the Kevin Bacon.
Yeah,
things.
the ruffles.
But I think I didn't end up using it.
He's gonna break it in his pants too hard.
Should we cut some holes in the back?
Look, now it's like
Now you look like you're from Europe.
No, I was gonna say imagine it's our
my Italian
imagine
cousins.
it's our 15th wedding anniversary, and I was like, go get some ice from the hotel machine, and then you come back and no pants or anything, but I'm like leaning up on the
You're
door,
buck
the bathroom
naked.
door like this, with
Yeah.
in this like it
So,
looks
but,
like a
nothing,
nightie.
but from the waist down, I'm nothing.
Yeah.
Just this pee out.
It looks like your shoulders are up to your ears right now.
Yeah, so high.
right now, like a sexy
Yeah,
femme.
right. That's what I'm going for.
Yeah, it's great.
Well,
Like
I mean, that's not where I started. Again,
No,
I thought
but-
maybe like investment banker.
Does this look bad? Posted on kind of funny story.
That's why we pay Barrett the medium bucks. What's the There's the white shirt I initially wanted. What does the response look like, Kev? What do people think it looks bad?
Again, this is
like
the
it.
one angle that works. This is not what it looks like.
I think it looks
that's
great.
fine.
Actually, no, I'm into it. I think it looks dope.
Dope.
Great Greg Miller cosplay for Ann Mirabella. Whoa, this is so hot since James Duggan. If he's saying
You
it.
know he doesn't mean it. He's just being nice.
Kevin, I think you're getting outvoted here, man. You
I
gotta
think
accept
you
it.
are.
I mean, you guys can believe whatever you want. You know what I mean?
Kevin lost.
Wow.
Here we are
love
once
that.
again.
How about that?
Where we
See, I'm thinking like leaving it open, right? Like I want the open. If I had a gold chain here, I think that would pull it together.
Definitely.
Usually.
Oh,
Usually
it
a
does.
gold chain is great.
Yeah.
Chloe, can you give him your necklace? Just
No,
give
no.
him
And
the,
Joey
okay.
immediately went like a light bulb went off.
it's like
and
she
out of the
knew.
room.
Yeah.
We have a bunch of bullshit props
I
anyway.
know. No, what are we going for here again?
I definitely look like that.
Oh my god.
But like here, I'm thinking, yeah. Well, I mean, what are we going for, Nick? That's a great question. I think with anything, we're just
Seduction,
feeling
right?
it out as we go. But I feel like this hair and a lot of chest and the gold chain. I got something going.
Does that make me Lancelot?
I'm gonna
You still have something going
I'm
on.
gonna make a bold statement right now, and I know this is gonna be weird and not
Controversial.
thought out.
Oh, boy.
Very, very much out of what I normally do. But no man should wear a gold necklace ever.
Wow.
Just period.
Really?
Yeah.
I like thin gold chains.
Nope.
I couldn't pull it off.
That looks creepy as
What
shit.
about
Nah, dude,
What
it
about
looks
I
tight.
am Chippy?
I am Chappie?
Yeah.
I'm choppy.
What about Does he wear gold
Chappie's
chain?
got gold
He's
chains.
got gold chains.
Bad idea.
Another robot.
No, it's a robot. Yeah,
Yeah.
No,
exactly.
I mean, the movie was a bad
Yeah.
idea. You shouldn't have made
Oh,
that movie. It was a terrible movie.
Yeah, I mean,
The only reason I'm thinking about Chappie because they did a corridor crew.
yeah, I love
Really,
them
really
so
good.
much.
God, it's so good.
They're so
I gotta start watching those.
You gotta
They
start
really
watching
do.
them, man. They're fucking so
every
great.
time you tell me, I'm like, I gotta make a note to do that. I mean,
Yeah.
and then I forget to subscribe because you tell me mid podcast, and I've already forgot it.
there it is.
Yeah,
How
it's
about
gone.
that?
What are we talking
There it
about?
is.
You look great.
Gold
Greg.
chains. You don't like gold
Nice.
chains.
Oh,
No, I
yeah.
don't like gold chains. I think it's because I have an unfair bias because growing up, all the Italians that I knew wore
Put it on
gold
the
chains,
outside.
and it just made them look sleazy.
There you go.
I mean, if you have a gold chain like that,
You
No,
gotta
I
show
mean
it
the
off.
thinner the gold chain, the more you are like
You
cheating
can
on your
see,
taxes.
yeah, see, that's the thing. Look at me right now.
There you
Can you
go.
tell me if I had if I like this is a beer all of a sudden I'm just chilling at some bar JFK? Like
Yeah,
that's
just-
me.
I mean, he's
That's
like a
me.
mafia
you look like you
boss.
went to Amazon for Halloween and typed in disco costume,
that.
and they sent you
It
this.
looks like I went to my closet and I was like disco costume. Grabbed the few things.
I think
you
it
get.
might look lame on Greg, but I think culturally there are other races that are super into chains and they look cool.
No.
Yeah, I think there's a player for the Atlanta Braves named Ronald Acuna, and he's like this young hotshot baseball player, and like he hit a home run the other day, and he has like all these gold chains, and he fucking flipped the bat, and he was like chest. I was like, he looks fucking
now,
awesome right here.
What was the key? What was the key of that sentence?
The
you
home
said?
run.
baseball player.
Not Greg Miller.
Multiple chains. Okay, when you go hip hop chains with it, and that's your look, that's fine. I'm talking about the one thin Italian Catholic gold chain that just you kiss it before you do something creepy.
Why is it creepy?
Because here's why.
Careful,
Because they
Nina
wear
says.
the gold chain and they go, now I think it's acceptable to wear the open this.
Yeah, that's what I'm
and
saying.
you get natted, and it's East Coast, so there's
Chicken
never
and an
any
egg
fucking
thing.
sun on their chests, so it's just these pale white, very hairy, and the chain's sitting a half an inch above the skin because it's sitting on the pillow of hair. It's fucking disgusting.
I'm not there yet, but I'm getting close.
over the shirt. It's like
You're
it's
thinking
an
hip hop
accent.
chains. That's fine.
Yeah.
Hip hop chains are fine.
Two
I'm talking
chains.
about the gold chain that's like a little too tight, almost looks like a choker because you gained a little bit of weight in your 30s. Looking at you, one of my uncles. If you're watching this podcast, you know what I mean?
You think he's watching it?
No,
He's-
definitely
yeah, he's
not.
for sure.
Halfway
They
through
hate
an
me.
Italian sauce, she's like, "Whoa, little Nicky, why are you talking to me that way?"
No,
Do you
he'd
know?
probably
Do you
say
know
something
2
horrible.
Chainz' old rap name?
Sure.
Oh god, here we go.
One Chain.
Titty Boy.
Hot.
Do you remember Titty Boy?
No.
He was on old Ludacris albums. That's 2 Chainz.
Why was
Wow.
he called Titty Boy?
You have good titties?
I don't know,
I mean-
man.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Was it his titties or somebody else's titties? You think?
I don't know.
No, again,
As a young kid,
this-
he'd run around like, "Those some good
This
titties."
is more like a gold chain necklace. I can get behind that. That's
Okay.
like a look. That's like
Gotcha.
a hip hop like gangster look.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the Guido. We wore like someone got me this for my first communion, and I'm still wearing it, and it's just like really
Jersey
really
Shore.
creepy. Yeah, Jersey Shore. Basically, if you're from Jersey, just don't do it.
Okay.
Don't, you know what? Don't go out of your house. Don't
Don't come anywhere near me.
go away. Don't go anywhere. Jersey.
You look incredible right
Kevin,
now.
is
look
this
terrible.
mic up?
Incredible.
Yeah, it
You
is.
look terrible.
Oh, thank you very much. Hip Hop
Oh, yeah.
DX here. Danielle Harling. 2 Chainz explains his decision to drop Titty Boy as a stage name. He says 2 Chainz is more family friendly. Well, true. Scroll on
I
down.
mean-
for
Also,
me, Kevin.
I love that he's wearing like a Hogwarts
Thank
uniform.
you. After being asked numerous times why he chose to change his stage name from Titty Boy to 2 Chainz, 2 Chainz finally chose to explain the reason behind the name change during an interview on Shade 45 last month. Aside from signifying his growth as an artist, 2 Chainz also spoke on his new stage name, being more family friendly. I've been doing a lot of media run-ups in New York lately, promoting my CD, True. Religion. And every it's religion. Every single interview I do, they like, what's up with the name change? So this is a universal answer. I just came up with it yesterday over a big bowl of kush for breakfast.
You're close.
Get the fuck.
I thought of it yesterday morning. Check it out. I go by Titty Boy. Let me run this to y'all. I'm one half of Play a Circle.
You are so white.
I did a song called Duffel Bag Boys. You know, set me with Lil Weezy.
I'm so glad the one is on him.
I was signed to DTP, Def Jam, and all that.
Start with
And
the
so
piece.
people ask me where the 2 Chainz came from. I tell them I always talk about jewelry, and I always been saying 2 Chainz is a lot of my songs. But lately, like the last year or so, I've been saying it, introducing my records like 2 Chainz, and kind of making it family friendly, however you want to say it. 2 Chainz went on to explain that the name 2 Chainz also signifies his second chance in music after being part of Play As Circle and being signed by DTP.
Play
Def Jam.
yes.
Yeah, that's how I spelled it.
Playaz.
I started noticing a change early in the year when I was going to the mall and young ladies would be yelling 2 Chainz or whatever. So my name is, when I did Duffel Bag Boys in 07, that was like my first look. Now this right here will be my second chance, said 2 Chainz. You know, like 2 Chainz, second chance. So I thought that would have a little more substance. There you go. I guess
I was going to say something,
Ask
but
a
I'm going to go
stupid
outside
question,
and
get a
smoke some
stupid
kush
answer.
with,
Stupidest fucking thing ever.
Cool Greg. But really quick, you look like our friend. You look like you've hung out with our friend Jacob Bryant for like more than 2 hours. That's just what I'll say.
Does he do a lot of coke?
I could see that.
No, but he hangs out with people who look like they do a lot of coke.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm going to go smoke some kush now or whatever.
Yeah, go smoke some kush.
Gosh.
Bowl of kush.
You're so adorable.
You're doing great.
I don't do drugs every night. All right.
I know, man. I'm proud of you for that.
And that's not how
Stay
Koosh
clean.
spells it when they spell the Koosh ball.
I don't
so-
do alcohol. Or what is Michael Scott saying that one?
I remember saying I've never done the weed or whatever or some shit, and that didn't go over.
I like when people say,
That
I've
didn't go
never
over
taken
well.
weed. I've never taken weed
Never
before.
taken weed.
Weed, yeah. I digress. Now, a word from our sponsor. This episode of the Kinda Funny podcast is brought to you by Upstart. As most of us have found out the hard way, getting into debt is easy, getting out is hard, especially if your FICO score isn't great. Thankfully now there's Upstart.com, the revolutionary lending platform that knows you're more than just your credit score and offers smarter interest rates to help you pay off high interest credit card debt. You've heard me talk about this before. When I first moved to San Francisco, I had to take out a loan and it did not go well because the rate sucked, and this would have been very helpful for me. Because Upstart goes beyond the traditional FICO score when assessing your credit worthiness. They actually reward you based on your education and job history in the form of a smarter interest rate. Upstart believes you're more than just your credit score. They believe in you and they understand that. They make it fast, simple, and easy to check your rate in just a few minutes without affecting your credit score. And the best part, once the loan is approved, most people get their funds the very next business day. Over 200,000 people have used Upstart to pay off credit cards, student loans, fund their weddings, or make large purchases. Free yourself from the burden of high-interest credit card debt by consolidating everything into one monthly payment with Upstart. See why Upstart is ranked #1 in their category with over 300 businesses on Trustpilot. And hurry to upstart.com/kindafunny to find out how low your Upstart rate is. Checking your rate takes only a few minutes and it won't affect your credit. That's upstart.com/kindafunny. Our other sponsor, Bespoke Post. Tim has been using this and rubbing it in my face. It's basically a box of cool stuff that comes to you. He got the barware one so him and Gia can make cool drinks. With Box of Awesome, Bespoke Post sends guys only the best stuff every month. They test everything in the Box of Awesome themselves, from style and grooming goods to barware, like Tim got, cooking tools and outdoor gear. Every product gets put through the ringer before it gets put inside the monthly Box of Awesome. To get started, take the quiz at boxofawesome.com. Your answers will help them pick the right box for you. They release new boxes every month across a ton of different categories. It's free to sign up for, and you can skip a month or cancel anytime. Each box costs only $45, but has over $70 worth of gear inside. Get 20% off your first monthly box when you sign up at boxofawesome.com and enter the code KINDA at checkout. That's boxofawesome.com, code KINDA for 20% off your first box.
Gotta love this show.
You can
Wow.
go anywhere. You can go anywhere. You can go anywhere. So, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin, did you get my slacks by any chance?
I did.
You did?
I'm worried
Yeah,
about this.
I'm surprised extra works. No, don't be.
Okay.
It's an interesting timeline here that I didn't realize I was at the weekend, or this week, and looking at the calendar of what's going on this week. It turns out Friday, the day this will post for everybody, on youtube.com/kindafunny. Unless you're a patron, you know what I mean, then you got it early, is in fact the 7th anniversary, or I guess 7 years removed from me announcing that I had cancer. Oh. So there you go. That was interesting. And then if you've ever noticed, which I know none of you have because you don't look at my notes, every time I come in here, I have filing cabinet on my topics.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I've noticed.
Yeah.
I've been scared to ask because I'm like, does this have to do with me somehow?
That's what I thought it-
Because it feels like you're going to talk shit about somebody.
About the filing
And
cabinet?
I'm the most
Actually?
recent person to get a filing cabinet.
Oh.
That's what I thought.
See, let's go. Can we guess?
Yeah, sure.
So no, I wouldn't think you, because if you've ever looked into the small filing cabinet next to Greg's desk, it's like looking into a porthole of cluttered hell. He crams
Here we go.
shit into
Here
that
comes
bottom
it.
drawer. That's like
Nick
I saw
has
like a
no love for anything because his wife won't let him have any toys, so everything's
true.
got to be
no,
in there.
nailed it.
everyone's got that one junk drawer in their apartment. That's every drawer in Greg's filing
Not
cabinet.
true.
You pull
It's
it
not
out,
true.
a fucking bird flew away. Like I'm free. It's fucking crazy.
Okay. What's your guess for my filing cabinet?
I thought it had to do talking shit about mine somehow.
Same. I thought it was,
I was-
Tim's thing because I feel like it was a week after you got the filing cabinet, and we've been seeing it ever since.
It's been a long time on there. I just haven't had a good reason to bring it up, or a good entry point, as they say, Chloe. You know what I mean? Of like where it would come, because the show's always going well, right? And we're always having a good show. And the filing cabinet story is one that caught me incredibly off guard. So now you're talking about weeks ago, right? Or months ago even. That this has been on here for like every one of my write-ups recently. Random ass Sunday. It was chilling at the house, doing some chores, cleaning up the place, right? Because don't listen to Nick. I'm a very clean person, very organized. You know what I mean? He wants to get in here and fill your
drawers.
Fill your mind. There's one drawer, all comic books. That's where I put the comic books. The drawer below it, PlayStation VR and costume changes. Very top drawer, that's where I have USB sticks and some cables I need.
A lot of papers.
That's in the comic book drawer.
A lot of random
Right, I
pens
could have
and
told you
stuff.
that it's that organized that I know that.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Kevin. You know what I mean? If you ever need an Oculus Go, there's one just down there.
I'm well aware.
Okay, good. It's on box. We never use it. Clean up the house. Gotta clean up the house. Do some stuff. I've been just piling up my insurances and taxes and all that crap, just sitting around. I'm like, I gotta get this into the filing cabinet I have. However, I know the filing cabinet overflowing of the crap. Been that way since we moved. Been that way when we lived in the old studio. Yeah, I know, right? Well, it's just, but here's the thing, because I'm usually not that guy. I usually am. I keep my papers filed. And I was like, I don't understand what's going on. It turned out it was my subconscious. Because finally, I was like, all right, this is outrageous. There's papers everywhere. I got to do this. Open up the filing cabinet, started going through old taxes, all this old crap, blah, blah, blah. And then ran into my cancer folder. And I busted this out, right? And I started flipping through all the papers and stuff. And then I walked into the living room. Jen was on her phone. She's like, what's up? And I said, I've been going through the drawer and I ran into my cancer folder and it's hitting me. And I burst into tears. And I mean sobbing, full on breakdown, collapsed onto her chest, just sobbing, unable to speak. And it was this thing of, it caught me so off guard of I think subconsciously, I'm not going to put anything in that drawer because I don't want to deal with that folder.
Makes sense.
And
yeah.
so I'd been holding onto this folder of diagnoses and bills and all these little reminders and shit from it, right? None of them good, but I hadn't thought about them in years and years and years. I think even when I did the cancer panel at PAX, which was 2 years ago now, like I went through and used one of the folders from it, but I didn't do anything with it. So I went through it one last time and threw a bunch of stuff away, but I took photos. And so that's what it was in terms of the filing cabinet. Kevin, you want to throw this first one up?
I thought you were gonna like this. Turns out, didn't have cancer.
I read the paperwork. I read it extensively.
I don't know who I was paying.
I only took 4 photos and I threw everything away. And actually, that's the big blue bag in there. It's all my old shit. I need to use the Kind of Funny shredder to do. But this is the first one I've never shown this stuff anywhere. This is the report that came back from when I went and got the PET scan that was immediately ordered for me. If you ever heard my cancer story, of course, I went and saw a doctor, thought it was going to be nothing. Immediately, they were like, "You're getting a PET scan, do all this different stuff." And of course, I got it done on like a Friday night. So there was or Friday afternoon. So I didn't get to talk to a doctor till like Monday afternoon. But as sure as shit, I did it in the Friday afternoon. By the time I got home, I had gotten this report where I had the radiologist went through and like, here's what our findings are. Here's what it is. You can see him talking about the different nodes on my lymph nodes, all this different stuff, the swelling there. 2 highlighted sections if you're an audio listener. There's a deviation to the airway to the left, just above the clavicle heads or whatever. So that was the one that I was talking about coming over my collarbone. That was a weird one. And then impression, which is basically the diagnosis that isn't the diagnosis, right? Extensive cervical, no, not cervical, that'd be wrong. Cervical, right? Supracervical, basically the collarbones again, and medicinal and most common. And I can't understand any of it, but findings are most likely to reflect lymphoma.
Those are some words, dude.
Yeah.
Metastatic disease
Look at that.
not excluded.
Extensive cervical, whatever that is.
Cervical is not what it says. That would be my cervix. I don't have
CRVICAL.
I think we figured out your problem.
Not that there's anything wrong with having a cervix.
I think we figured out why they misdiagnosed you.
But what is that word? Superclavicular.
Yeah, there you go.
And mediastinal.
But this is like in general,
lymphadenopathy.
right? The whole paperwork around this, the highlighting sections and the notes. Like I write like a diary of madman. If you want to show the next one, Kevin, right? Like, this was my filing folder from then. I think it was the Monday when I actually got a phone call from him. So
I cannot believe there's not a Superman logo anywhere on this.
This was no time to doodle.
I do appreciate that the
was some
Hodgkin's
time to
lymphoma is
doodle.
coming at you like an action.
Hey man,
quote.
I want to make sure everybody understands what's going on, right? This is the notes I took when I was with the doctor on the phone when he was giving me what he thought it was. So Hodgkin's lymphoma, talking about oncologists, then all this stuff. Maybe treated with radiation therapy, chemotherapy, stem cells. What I got there, homeopathic maybe is what that other part. 5-year survival rate, 83.9%. It's staged. There's out of 5. I can't read my own things, but stages. I guess stage through 1 through 4. I don't know what I'm talking. Tests and production thing. And then Michael C. Hall. I jot down because Michael C. Hall had Hodgkin's lymphoma. But you're on the phone. The doctor's giving me a lot of information, and it was literally like the journalist part of me, right? Of like, I'm not going to remember any of this, so I need to jot all of this down, right? Possible doctors to go see, then my next appointment. What's my next one, Kev? So this is then when I went and saw my doctor, Dr. Knopf, now long retired, it turns out. But this is what he wrote down, right? In terms of here's how it's going to work, right? He talks about the blood work, which we were going to take that day, the PET and CT scan on Friday the 7th, a bone marrow biopsy Friday at 2:30. So you can see how fast this is moving too. I don't remember when now was, obviously, but
Jesus, isn't that bone marrow biopsy like painful?
oh yeah.
Because it's like a needle into your bone, right?
Oh yeah, you lay down on. So what it is, and let me tell you, it being he talked about like
I imagine it's like Deadpool. You know what I mean? Like,
he talked about how I was
Wolverine.
super. He's like, God, like let me set the stage. So you go in there, and you lay face down on the table, and then they numb you in the back, right? And then they come in. I want to say, doctors
Look at you right now.
God damn it.
Such a serious
funny
topic.
podcast.
Oh, Jesus.
Kind of funny podcast, man.
You want to know more about Hodgkin's lymphoma?
Take it from this guy.
Disco Dan.
I guess what it would be like right around your waist, right there. Like what bone do you think I'm touching on right back here? Your ass, but like above your ass, like where your back. When you're like, I'm not really touching a back, but I'm not really touching a butt yet.
Your
Right in there.
tailbone?
Like, yeah, tailbone?
No, not your tailbone. Not like crack and like I'm getting to the hole. I'm talking like on the side.
Your hip.
Yeah, coccyx sounds all right. Yeah, your hip. That
Well, the
sounds good.
coccyx is right in the center.
Oh, then we're talking probably like your hip.
Yeah,
yeah,
it would
I'm
be your hip
on
bone.
my hip. That makes sense. Anyways, you lay down, they numb it the best they can, and then they come on with
like a spinal
they come
tap,
with
right?
a giant fucking dudead and just
Oh,
gooned
good
right in there.
God, shit.
But the thing is, like, they go straight into the bone, and so he was like, he had to literally get on top of me, and he was making uncomfortable.
Grunting.
He's like, good thing I numbed everything. I'm like, what are you talking about dying? But it was this idea
You're
that
not
he was
virgin
like,
anymore.
he's like, made it some more like, God, your bones are so dense. Like, it was like that thing of like,
I'd be like, fuck yeah.
thank you. I feel pretty good about it.
I'd be kind of
I had a
like,
feeling.
fuck yeah, dude. Work for it. You know?
But then Kevin, you want to bring it back up, right? It's a 3-part test. Blood work now. Friday at 7 o'clock was the PET CT scan. Then it was the bone marrow biopsy. Same day, trying to get this as fast as possible, right? And then you see, like, I have the 6 hour of fasting for no water up there, where one of the tests were. Then you see tests for lung and heart, right? Which is then down there by CPMC, which is the.
My mom worked there.
Did she?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Like 40 years.
The pulmonary exam, which was the one for me blowing into the thing. It's also the time where I called to book it, and the guy's like, all right. What email can we get? I'm like, Miller@IGN.com. And he's like, holy shit, are you Greg Miller from IGN? I'm like, yeah. He's like, are you sick? I'm like, yeah. He's like,
I was
oh.
like, tell me more pertinent fucking information about yourself.
My echocardiogram, right? And then the ABVD was my chemo cocktail. He has them all written out there, what they actually were. I don't know any of them except bleomycin. You see the B there,
Yeah,
which of course
bleomycin.
is the one that I was allergic to and had lost feeling in half my body, lost my sight, couldn't see anything
Shit.
during the test or whatever. And then down there, one of my main questions was like, cool, can I still drink beer during chemotherapy? And he's like, avoid alcohol 2 days before, 2 days of, and then 3 days after. I don't know. Oh, day of.
Oh.
So it's 2 days before, the day of,
So
and
you
then 3
got
days
one
after.
Sure, but I'm meeting up with my fellow antlers.
Yeah, that was one of my big things. Like, not one of my big things, but one of my memories of being sick was going to Underdogs, and when I purposely, it was during football season. It might have been I think it might have been kickoff from Mizzou season. Going there and watching a game and drinking, and it was like Fran and everybody. I remember it was like 2 beers. I was fucked up beyond belief. And then when they did the bowl game that year, I think I was also sick still, and I remember it being a big deal that I was drinking. But the problem, of course, was that none of the beers didn't taste the same. Nothing tastes the same because your body's all fucked up and nothing actually matters. I threw this one in for shits and gigs. This is my final bill. Or not, actually not true.
Oh.
Not true at all for my final bill. One of my final bills there because I had it was closer to Christmas that I had my final.
So you had
chemo.
the insurance company. The final bill was $5,441, and you had to pay $1,500 out of that.
Of that one.
Of that one bill.
Yeah. 'Cause
And this
remember
is
the
why
way-
people have a problem with our fucking healthcare.
100%.
What's the 10,000?
That's absurd.
Oh, you're
Above
right.
the 5,000?
Your insurance. Okay.
Don't they make a deal? Like they charge them the 10,000, then the insurance company comes back and says, we're gonna pay this much, and then you pay the insurance company this much.
Then what about the rest of it?
It just goes away because it's all made up numbers.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah.
Because and that's the thing. Kevin, can you leave it up there a little bit? Sorry. So yeah, like the problem thing is, there's gonna be a multi-page bill. Obviously, this is just the last page of one of them, and this again is cut down. So yeah, you're seeing the 1,500, 1,600 that I was due out of this, whatever, 10,000 bill, maybe 5, whatever. But the thing about it was, you're talking about, especially for our listeners abroad, the idea was that for our insurance at the time out of IGN,
We had good insurance at IGN.
yeah, I still think we do, but I don't have cancer this time. Is you have a maximum out of pocket per year, meaning that. So I'm doing the percentages like whatever it is, 70-30, 80-20, I forget what it was, but there was only so much I could pay. So in the beginning, you got hit really fucking hard. Where it was like I think on that same folder, I only have the one side. The other side, I think, might have been me tracking how much I paid to make sure I wasn't getting overcharged. And to their credit, once I hit the maximum, it was 00000. But as you can see, that was a December bill. So then January came around, and then it was like, oh, back to.
Yeah, so if you're gonna get
paying
cancer,
a whole
get it
bunch.
cured in one calendar year.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Don't go to the next calendar year.
God.
Be like, wait a minute, let's just wait till January. We'll start this January
Push this
1st,
off.
anniversary stream, then chemotherapy.
So yeah. That was the filing cabinet story. Just and
Oh.
not that even the bills as much, and not even the anniversary. It wasn't on that. It was just that it was a weird 2 months ago day of walking in there, finding it, and like just getting blindsided by it. Because I don't think about cancer, ever really. It's always if I see the spot in my hair or notice the bruise on my arm or whatever. And of course, if you've no idea the story, if you're new, there's a Greg Miller's Cancer 5 Years Later PAX panel up on youtube.com/kindafunny.
If you go
watch
to
that.
youtube.com/kindafunny in the best of Kinda Funny playlist, it's like one
Greg beat cancers.
carousel away from the front.
Yeah, I'll probably promote it on the day too.
I'll move it
This
up
too.
closer too.
Okay, cool. Yeah. But that's like my entire story. But yeah, I don't ever think about it. So it was like I don't think of it as much of life-changing moment or something that I carry with me in terms of baggage. So it's super fucking weird to go in there and find all this stuff and just be destroyed by it.
That's crazy. I mean, yeah, you have to think that took an emotional toll. And that's still
Oh
with
yeah, I
you.
mean it fucked me up.
Like,
But I mean,
you
still
could have
just like-
died.
Yeah, sure.
You had an 83% survival chance, which is good.
Yeah.
But still, that's 17% you might die. That's a pretty big odd.
Sure.
That's pretty intense that you had to deal with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad you didn't die.
Sure.
Not because I like you. I just like this company.
Well, I mean,
a lot.
God, what can you imagine if
real
it
fun.
wasn't for me? What would you be doing?
So I'd still be at IGN, and Fran was still my
No,
boss.
you would have quit.
Yeah, they would have fired you by now.
No, they wouldn't have fired me.
You half-assed.
Because I actually
for
did
6
stuff.
months.
I actually did stuff that brought in
A
money.
lot of people said
Well,
the
once
opposite.
Fran left, and then you had to do more stuff.
I would have taken
That's
Fran's
when-
job probably,
Yeah.
Oh
and
my
that's when
God.
they would have fired me. That's when I would have been promoted to a level of complete incompetence that are like, I need you to do the sales budget. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
I don't do
Fuck
that. I
that.
don't feel like doing that at all. It's not my
That'd be
jam.
bad. Yeah.
Yes or no? They're good
Yes
stuff.
or no?
No.
That's queen.
So, Chloe, what else are you excited for this week?
Oh my God. Well, actually, no. Sorry, but KFAF.
I'd leave too, Tim. It's insulting.
I'm so
KFA
sorry.
for streamies.
Yeah, KFAF.
Vote
No,
for
we
us.
love KFA.
Vote us
Oh,
for
yeah.
streamies.
KFAF's gonna be
It's-
really fun this week.
I can't wait.
I can tell people.
Do you already have a bunch of different bits to play?
Well, the bigger bit with Chloe is going to be a competition between Andy and myself to see who can nickname Chloe's obscure robots.
We're basically just going to do a nicknames episode inside of KFA.
Basically, but we're gonna make it a little bit more of it because we've never done like two people guessing. So we're gonna make it a point-based structure nickname, and Chloe's gonna be the judge. So the catch is.
Oh, she's showing you the robot.
She's showing
Yeah.
us the robots, and then whichever one we have to guess what it is and the backstory, and whichever one of us gets closer, Chloe's going to award us a point.
Okay.
So if we don't know what it is, you have to come up with the most creative possible.
God, I
backstory
have
of
a
this
feeling
thing.
she's going to fuck me on this one, dude. I'm going to get so destroyed because
You're uncreative. It's not your fault.
it's such bullshit. Wait,
Yeah.
what? You could put dashes in there?
Yeah. It's
Oh, okay.
weird.
It's got a
Playing-
scoreboard
playing
already
with
built
it.
out.
Yeah.
Barrett found it. Real proud
Yeah.
of him.
Barrett found it.
That's great.
Good job,
That's what it's
Barrett.
gonna look like. So we'll
Sounds
do.
great.
Yeah, well, that's what it's gonna look like. It's gonna be real fun, and it was great because the other idea we had was genius as well. We'll just keep it for next week.
Well, it's not even our idea. It was sent to us by Sam Fulkerson.
Oh, Sam, that was a good idea.
Where's the
Greener
stare
cat.
idea going?
Stare idea.
We're gonna
well, you have to
incubate on
watch the
that
pre-show
one.
to understand
Oh,
what that
yeah.
was.
Oh, no.
All right.
I'm just
Yeah, it was
glad
fun.
I'm not there for that.
Is it weird, like being here and being a part of our everyday like work life and seeing how crazy Kevin is?
Yeah, for sure. It's great.
Yeah.
Have I
Actually, a
been
lot
crazy?
more quiet than I thought it would be.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, people, I think, feel that when they come in.
Probably.
'Cause especially, I've seen a lot of guests because they come in and there's a lot of energy.
Mm-hmm.
Then at a certain point, like everyone has to do work, and so you forget probably as someone who's an outsider that we actually have to do shit
There's
around
actually
here.
stuff you guys gotta
And
do.
we can't be screaming at each other like idiots for 8 hours straight, or else we'll need a nap later.
Right.
I think that's like such a common misconception about what we do. Like even before I got hired here, like when I was in the community, I would always wonder, man, I wish they did more of this, or I wish they did more of that. And then when you're here, it's like we don't get off camera and just go fuck off. Like we
I wish we did that too.
Right.
Whatever,
Yeah.
whatever you think.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
yeah. As soon as we get off camera, like, or
the
Greg's
next
done
thing.
with Games Daily, or we have Cool Friends is done. Like,
Yeah.
because today's We Have Cool Friends was pre-recorded, that gave you time to actually do work.
Yeah.
And
but
we're just
even
all on
that
our
was-
computers, and like I'm editing party mode, and Nick is fucking whatever you're doing. We're all
Whatever
just-
Nick does.
I was watching Harry Potter. And
that's
I, have,
right.
I have 2 edits to do, and then I've got. I was working on stickers last week. There's just always like a laundry list of shit that
Oh,
you
yeah.
could do. We're like, oh, okay, I'll do that right now.
But
So-
like, just for serious, like I'm gonna look back at the thing and everybody look at the monitor, tell me I don't look great.
You look fantastic.
Don't look
Like I
great.
could, I
Okay,
could be
so
a
let's-
watch model right
so
now.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you could be a watch model in Italy
Anne
in
Hathaway
You look
1970.
incredible right now.
In 1970.
I like your hair. I don't like much else.
You look. You know what you look like?
What's that?
I saw a video pop up that was an in-depth retrospective with John Hamm on some of his most popular roles.
You're saying I look like John
And
Hammer?
he had a beard and he had that haircut and he was side profiled to me just like you are right now.
Yeah.
You look a little like John Hamm.
Both Mizzou boys, you know how it is. You know
What's
how it
up with the
MIZ.
one thug from Hobbs and Shaw who looks like John Hamm, who is also
Who didn't know his job from a hole in his ass?
he looks
How long is it gonna
identical.
last? I don't know.
Kevin, he's also the karate guy from that episode on Barry with the daughter.
yeah.
Oh, I do
He's-
know who you're talking about now.
for
Yeah,
like-
yeah, yeah.
the-
From the episode.
Great fucking episode.
It's a great fucking
If
episode.
you've seen Barry, you know what he's talking about.
Yeah, but it's one of those things for like.
What was
I
the name
swear
of
to
that
God, Greg,
episode?
when he first popped up, I went, "Oh fuck yeah, they got John Hamm for this." And about 5 or 10 minutes go by, I'm like, I don't know if that's John Hamm or not, but they look so fucking alike. It's really bizarre.
The fact that John Hamm isn't in more stuff is,
It's a
is
tragedy.
criminal.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's
he needs to
criminal.
be like he needs to be sort of that comedic, like a cameo guy, like how Ben Stiller pops up in a bunch of random shit. You know, I don't know if he still does anymore.
I don't know if he
I
does
like
Who
him
knows?
much better in a comedic role.
Oh,
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
love John Hamm. I love Mad Men, and I love the Don Draper character.
Yeah,
but
that like, look at that guy and tell me that doesn't look like John Hamm.
Daniel
I can
Bernhardt.
see it.
I'm Daniel Bernhardt.
Daniel Bernhardt.
I was in the Matrix
I'm a stunt
Reloaded.
guy, stunt coordinator. I have a career now.
John Hamm and Baby Driver.
Oof.
phenomenal.
Oh, so good.
But it's because he was playing a weird, like, kind of zany character.
Yeah.
That's why I like
He's
him.
a dick. He's playing a dick.
I don't love him as a serious actor. And it's not that I don't think he has the chops for it. It's just there's something inherently goofy about him that even when he was playing Don Draper, you were like, come on, dude, just break character for a second. Just break character for a second.
That's why it was so awesome when he went on SNL or 30 Rock or whatever it was, which when 30 Rock was crazy.
When he played,
what the fuck? This
he
guy's
drove a
hilarious.
motorcycle. No, he played the best character on
He had
30
no
Rock.
hands or
'Cause he was,
something, right?
No, he was so good looking that everyone just
was
gave him whatever what he
super
wanted,
dumb.
and no one would tell him no. So he almost died on a motorcycle because they're like, "You can't ride a motorcycle." He's like, "I bet I can." They're like, "You're right, you can." And he just ping pong off cars. It was great.
It's gotten
God.
to the point with me where I'm just watching movies, and anytime I see an actor I like, I'm like, we should get him in the MCU. And the same thing happened with fucking Hobbs and Shaw. I'm like, we should get Idris Elba. Never mind. He was in the MCU.
yeah. He was.
He absolutely was.
Oh, that's great.
God.
Yeah.
He's
but
great in the
but
MCU.
during
Rest in
Once Upon a
peace.
Time in Hollywood, I'm like, Leo, fucking Brad Pitt.
Leo will never do it.
I know. No, of course
He'll
not.
never do it. Brad Pitt might as a
That's what I said
cameo.
about
Well, I
She's
never
funny.
thought Jake Gyllenhaal would, and then
Yeah,
He
that's
did.
true.
Leo
That's
just
true.
Different category though.
yeah. There's
Leo's like
I guess
My wife and I had a very interesting
My wife.
conversation about him when we were coming back because we saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood over the weekend, and she was like, he's one of the last like movie
Vestiges.
stars. Like actual like picks good projects and doesn't do like you don't see him pop up on like a random Netflix show. Like I was blading through Netflix and like Chris Evans is some random fucking movie
you
that's
see
there and I'm like,
Serenity?
this looks bad.
didn't
What's
see
that?
it.
I saw Witta tweeting all about it.
Witta tweeted about it, so yeah, me, Jen, and Lucy, they're not like, all right, let's watch it. And because Witta was like, don't know anything about it, blah, blah. And it's Matthew McConaughey and Anne Hathaway in this Netflix movie Serenity.
Where she's like his
It is
ex-wife or something.
God awful.
It's supposed to be bad.
It is so bad.
Yeah.
And I've not gone back to look at Gary's tweets to see if that's why he wanted people to watch it or not, but
Yeah,
I have a
I'm
lot of
guessing
questions for Gary Witta.
it was a troll because that movie is notoriously terrible.
nice.
But like Leo doesn't do stuff like that, and he doesn't work that much. And when he does, the projects he picks are genuinely pretty great. So he just has that like old school, and that's why I thought he was such good casting for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood because he has that old school golden era like star quality to him, where he's just like he just has the thing. And it was so cool to see him and Brad Pitt because they both kind of have that in my book.
Yeah.
Like Brad Pitt's moved on in my book from like being a heavy movie star to now he produces a lot of unbelievable movies through his production company. I think they produced 12 Years a Slave and like a bunch of other movies that were up for an Oscar noms, but they were like smaller films. Whereas like Leo, the last thing I remember seeing him in was The Wolf of Wall Street. And you're like, I watched that on TV of it. I watched it on fucking TV. It was like bleeped out
What a
left and
novel
right.
concept.
It was a terrible idea, but it's still a great. He's so fucking good as that character in it. He just disappears in it. I don't know. I really have a lot of respect for him.
How does Brad Pitt's body still look like
Fuck.
that?
He's 50. What is he? We looked it up.
Christ.
we looked it up. He's
55
like 55, I think.
years old.
He looks delicious.
Have you seen
dude.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Yeah.
Remember the part where he goes, puts on, she straps on the fucking thing, puts the can of beer,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh man, he's just up there working on the ante.
Like,
Takes his
I
shirt
would
off, and
do
I'm like,
anything to look like that, dude.
it's one of those things where I'm
Except
like,
work out.
I really do have to.
Except work out, watch what you eat. Yeah.
Oh God, no, we have Oreos in the back. But it's one of those things where I don't know what this says about me, and I don't want to explore it. But that scene could have gone on for another 15 minutes, and I would have been like, I'm watching this.
About an hour, maybe.
God
Dude,
damn.
Nick, you missed out on
God damn.
some good abs this weekend.
Yeah?
We got to hang out with Josh McCouga and his wife.
Oh, yeah.
And we found out that his wife
Has
has
abs.
a super hot dad.
Oh.
And Kev, can you bring up
I
McCouga's
saw some of the
Instagram?
pictures of him hitting
Axing,
stuff with
yeah, he's
axes.
axing it up.
Wow.
Yeah,
Josh has a
he's-
good physique, by the way. Like you don't know this, but like he's very hairy.
You don't know this.
Well, 'cause
He-
when he takes his shirt off, you're just kind of blinded by the
He
hair.
was
but he's
very
pretty
upset
jacked.
at the fact that we were saying that Fran has a better physique than him.
No, Fran does not. Josh is. He's pretty.
I
he's
mean, I
pretty
guess you
big.
disagree
He's
with his
pretty jacked.
wife.
His wife has
I
never met
thought
Fran.
you were gonna say his wife had abs. I was like, I love how we're talking about abs as if it's like, oh, his wife's got a Tesla. Like, his wife's got abs. You should check him out.
I mean, they're both really
She
hard to
likes
get.
him.
They're both difficult to get. You gotta
That
take
first
on.
one there, Kev, you want to click on the constructions?
Yeah, that's one blade over.
So there you go. Yeah, it's like, all right, Josh looks good, sure. And then click over to see, yeah, and look at that, sir.
But look at Josh's pecs.
That's
in
his.
that. It
That's
looks
her
great.
dad.
That's her
Wow.
fucking dad.
Oh my god.
Oh my
It's the
god.
equivalent to Kevin's sexy little brother.
It is. Except
Spencer.
older.
Except older
Oh,
and it's
weird.
abs.
Sexy
Such a
little brother.
weird thing to
Yeah,
say.
except like a fucking dad.
Here's the thing I respect about Josh. Obviously,
Here's the one thing.
no. I respect a lot about the man. He's one of the most genuinely loving and decent human beings I've ever met, and I just took to him like a fish takes the water.
Yeah.
I don't deserve him. We all know that deep
100%.
down.
We don't deserve
I
him.
am
None of us deserve
rotting inside.
I think I
you
deserve him.
look a little bit under skin level for me, and it is just an empty void of shit.
I think me and Tim deserve him.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, whatever.
man. Good people.
Whatever. You've worked along with me long enough. You're guilty by association at this point. Josh, great guy. Say this though, man. He has a really healthy body image, and I don't mean that in like he looks bad because he looks great with this shirt. Like works out a lot. But I wish I would take my shirt off at the drop of a fucking hat like that.
You're telling me,
He's
brother.
so confident about it. I know, man. It's like it's so hard being us, living in this chamber of our own little
I know,
secrets.
right?
Insecurity.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Let me tell you about the chamber of our
Why,
own
see,
little
but why do
secrets.
you wink at Tim and nobody can see the wink?
Tim saw that train go off the rails and smash into the
There we
dome.
go.
It smashed into
Harry
like the thing that was closest to that I could grab. And he sees it. So I give him I give him a little wink to let him know, yeah, you got me.
If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Kind of Funny podcast each and every week. 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather on this table, each coming to talk about their lives and what's going on in them. If you like that, head over to patreon.com/kindoffunny, where you can get each and every episode early, live, ad-free, with the pre and post show. That's right, we're about to do a post show right after this, so it's not over yet, Nick. Don't worry.
Hold on to your shorts.
I'm not worried.
If you don't want to give us any money, though, we understand. You can go to youtube.com/kindoffunny, roosterteeth.com, podcast services around the globe each and every Friday. There'll be an episode waiting for you there with ads. No pre and post show. That's your punishment. Chloe,
Yes,
I'm excited to see what you create this week.
I am excited to
And
create
you
it.
fucking better create a lot of stuff because it costs a lot of money to get you here and put you up. I just want you to know that.
Got it.
All right?
We talked about
What,
it.
am I not allowed to be truthful?
Well,
Yeah.
fuck
We
it up.
legitimately said maybe we have to fire Joey to get you out here.
She's going to pay us back, right?
I mean, if she doesn't deliver, we need one viral video that gets as many views as the General Grievous.
Oh god.
Huh?
What?
And I can tell you.
That's exactly how it goes. That's it. You nailed
Until
it.
next time, ladies and gentlemen, don't go on TikTok, Nick. It's been our pleasure to serve you.
Oh,